blank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fam's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? Welcome to the Knicks at Night podcast. It's the number one chief rocker in Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy. What's good? What's good? What's good? I see y'all. King Poppy was good. Kev Wapo. Salute. The hip hop legend, Cole Mega was good. Felipe 210 in the place to be. Salute to them people in Texas. Salute to my fam. Salute to my fam over there. Salute, salute, salute. Y'all want this party started, right? Y'all want this party started quickly, right? Let's go. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. Let's talk about some Knicks basketball. Let's get it. Let's talk about some Knicks basketball, man. Let's go. Let's get it. Right? So basically what I want to do is talk to y'all about breakout players. Basically what I want to talk to y'all about is breakout players, man. Right? Talk about Chef NYK. What's good, bro? I want to talk to y'all about breakout players because we got a lot of players. We have a lot of players on the team with the potential to be breakout players. And what I want to do is try to identify them. William Turnbull was good. DSJ was good. R&B legend. Soon to be R&B legend. DSJ is in the building. He might be an R&B legend already, but in a little while he gonna be great. In a little while, DSJ gonna be great, y'all. In a little while, DSJ gonna be great. Now I ain't gonna say he gonna be Freddie Jackson, but yeah. What's good, DSJ? DSJ was good. That boy good. Y'all be wilding out. Yo, it's hilarious, bro. Yeah, Chef NYK. Chef NYK, you hilarious, bro. He like, that boy good. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, King and G is in the building. Champ, what's good, Champ? Let me do this. What's good, Champ? Yeah, man. DSJ for sure. For God. For sure. That's how you get it. You don't get it no other way. Right? For sure. Just making sure my doggy ain't going in my little waste paper, in my little waste basket. Over there, dogs like to go in your waste basket, bro. Dogs like doing that, man. Yeah, man. So, yeah, man. So I want to talk to y'all briefly. I want to speak to y'all briefly. I'm going to put a poll up in the chat. I was trying to do it earlier, but YouTube was having an issue or some communication issue. I don't know if it was me, if it was YouTube, whatever. But one of the gateways was weird. All right. So here we go. The New York Knicks have a lot of players poised out for breakout seasons. Right? You got second-year players looking to build off their rookie season. You got third and fourth-year players looking to establish themselves in the league. You got veterans looking to reclaim a reputation. You got undrafted free agents looking to establish themselves. So you have all these things going on, all these players, right? So here I'm asking you. Who is the Knicks breakout player this season? You got two veterans from other teams coming in, trying to be better than the previous versions of themselves. Right? You got a journeyman, so to speak, in Hartenstein, who is looking to be that guy. You have Obi looking to be that guy. You have RJ looking to be that guy. You have Reddish looking to be that guy. Dripmore's in the building. That's good. All right. Okay. All right. So you got all those guys looking to be better versions of themselves than they were in previous seasons, right? Yeah, y'all. Hey, man, y'all smash that like button for your man. Support your mans, man. Hit that like button. And for those of y'all watching for the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh time, and haven't subscribe to the channel. Consider joining the channel. Consider joining the Blorange Tears family. Click on that join tab on the homepage. Become a member. Right? We also got a merch store that we trying to service the people's. Got a merch store, right? Got a podcaster platform that's out there doing reasonably well, better than what I expected. I'm not bragging. I just threw something out there to see what it was going to do, and right now it's doing okay. Gemon is doing better than what I thought, right? But we'll see how things go. We're gonna continue to build it. You know what they say: if you build it, they will come. We also have a Patreon. All the links to all these are in the description box. The description box below this video. Nick G was good. Nick G is back for more. Nick G back for more. Sorry about that, bro. Hey, yeah, man. Hey, that's what we doing. We grinding, brother. We grinding, man. Shout out to David Brown. David Brown in the building. William Turnbull's in the building. Kenny Payne, coach. Hilarious. This is hilarious, bro. This is hilarious. Yeah, man. So here's the thing. Right? Here's the thing. There are a number of players that we feel like are poised to take that next step. I'm asking you, the chat. Who do you think that player is, and how big of a step do you anticipate that player taking? Morocco Joe is in the building. What's good, Morocco Joe? Right? What player do you think is going to take that step, and what size step do you envision that player taking? Right? What size step do you envision that player taking? Right. So I'm going to go over to YouTube if I can find. All right. Let me go over to the YouTube. Like old people say, go over to the YouTube. All right. So let me do this. I'm going to go over to YouTube, right? Man, 10 likes. Wow, man. Let's get that number up, man. Yeah, man. Let's get them numbers up, man. Let's run them numbers up, man. Let's get them likes up, man. Yeah, man. Let's run those numbers up, man. I'm going to ask the chat, right? What player do you envision taking the biggest step? The biggest step next season. What player? What player do you envision taking the biggest leap of development next season? Question mark. All right. So, question. Answer number: Jalen Brunson. To Obi Toppin. 3. And Reddish. All right. So the poll is in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. The poll is in the chat. Jet Life for Life is in the building. J. Joe was good. A lot wise is in the building. What's good? I see you. I see you. Go out on the line. Go out on the line. I am. King Angie says he don't see Hartenstein. You don't see Hartenstein. Hey, guess what, everybody? We got a special guest. Them.
What's up?
How you doing, buddy?
What's up?
Hey,
I heard Hartenstein's name and I just appeared.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. How you been?
I've been good. I feel good today. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Was today pretty productive?
Yeah, today was pretty productive. You know, just going through the motions. You know, so yeah, today was a good day. I would say.
Good. What time is it, bro? Is it what 9?
For me, it's
about 10. About 10.
About 10. Yeah, 9:50 for me. So for you, it would be like 11.
Like midnight.
Midnight. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, how do you feel about this Denver Nuggets team?
This Denver Nuggets team?
Yeah.
Do you want me to be honest? Like,
no, I want you to lie to me.
Okay. They have a chance to be good.
Okay. Right.
No. It's the team is 100% reliant on Jokic, and if you take Jokic off of this team, they are one of the worst teams in the NBA. Arguably, like, I think they probably, like, because Murray's never been an all-star. Even when Murray was healthy, Murray was amazing in the bubble, and Murray has always been amazing. But he's been very inconsistent his entire career. Even when he was healthy, he would have games where he would shoot 7% from the field. That's why he's never been an all-star, because he's super inconsistent. And same thing with Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. is this historically great scorer, but he's not a great passer. He showed a little bit of flashes. He's not a great defensive player. So he's this amazing scorer, but he doesn't really do anything else. So if you just take Jokic off this team, they are nothing. They're absolutely nothing. That's the Denver Nugget MO, right? When you look at aside from one player, in Nugget history, every other Nugget great player has been a scoring machine. Yeah. Alex English,
David Thompson,
even Dan Issel, Carmelo, you got to put him in there.
Jamal Murray,
yeah,
Michael Porter Jr.
That's been their MO. They did have Mutombo, and that was fun.
That's the one play I'm referencing.
Yeah. They had.
I remember No Teeth Issel. Bro. I watched
Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
You know? I don't remember
tough,
him. I wasn't born. But,
I remember Dan Issel was tough, bro.
Yeah.
Dan Issel would set those. They weren't dirty, but they were like borderline. They were like, if you do that one more time, I'm gonna punch you in your mouth type screens. And you're like, what? It's not dirty. Right? Dan Issel. Yeah. So you probably don't forget. You probably don't remember the fight between him and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
No,
you probably wasn't born. Okay.
Nah, yeah. No, I don't remember that. But that was funny. Yeah. So then, because I'm a Nuggets fan.
So name another guy that was an elite defender
for the Nuggets.
Yeah, outside of Mutombo.
An elite defensive player for the Nuggets outside of Mutombo. Is it Hartenstein?
and see the reason why I have to ask that is the reason
Kenyon Martin maybe. Kenyon Martin, not really. Well, maybe a little bit. Nah.
Maybe a good defender, but elite, nah.
Yeah, they don't really have a lot of great defensive players.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. When you mentioned that about Murray, I'm like, I thought that's what the Nuggets did. I thought that was their thing.
Well, the thing is with Jokic, you need an elite defensive players next to Jokic, because Jokic is this historically great offensive player, but defensively he has major weaknesses. And it's not like they're bad. It's like the same weaknesses like Larry Bird had, where it's like he's not a good rim protector, he's not a good on-ball defensive player, but he makes up for it with his basketball IQ. But they're still there, and you still need shot blockers next to him. Like Dirk, for example. Dirk was an amazing player, but he didn't win a championship until you put Tyson Chandler next to him, right? You put Tyson Chandler, a great rim protector, a defensive player of the year level player, then he wins a championship, right? Then he has someone that makes up for the weaknesses of Dirk, and then you win a championship with that. Jokic needs that. He needs an elite rim protector next to him. Nothing. We don't have, and the Nuggets have no rim protection whatsoever.
Right. I think that's what y'all prefer, though.
Yeah, I mean, we might prefer it, but it doesn't work.
Right.
So,
right. Isn't right? The Denver Nugget franchise is the highest scoring NBA team on average in NBA history, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what.
But since Jokic, our pace has gone down. Like it's basically an entirely different team because of Jokic.
It's not up and down. It's more horizontal.
Yeah. Well, because Jokic scores so when you give Jokic the ball in the half court, you're getting an open shot every single time because he's so historically great offensively. So you end up building your team around him. So you don't even run. But like, why would you run when the people that run create not very efficient offense when you can just give it to Jokic in a half court set and then get an open shot? So it's just it's better for everything for it to slow down. So Jokic has really slowed down the pace and made it into a more half-court team. That's why they're more successful in the playoffs, right? So when we ran with Carmelo, we out in the first round every year, out in the first round every single year. And then we added Chauncey Billups, who was a winner,
a decent defender,
you know, but he was a leader, right? So
more so than anything, he was like Maverick from Top Gun.
I know,
right? Like so, because he was just people would follow that dude.
Yeah. So then we were able to just like I think Chauncey Billups is one of the most underrated point guards of all time. I really do. I do. I do. You don't like Chauncey Billups? I think he is. You look at his resume. He's an NBA champion. I think he's better than
Steve Kerr was an NBA champion.
Finals MVP. He was a Finals MVP.
Okay.
Okay. So that makes it a little bit better. He was a final. Yeah. He's been to the finals twice. He went to 7 straight conference finals. He was traded for Allen Iverson, and the Nuggets were out in the first round every year. We went to the conference finals. We blew out Chris Paul, who like you think of conference finals like maybe that's not that big of a deal. Chris Paul has only been to maybe 2 conference finals in his entire career.
Wait, Morocco Joe just said, okay. Morocco Joe, if you ever say that again, bro, I'm going to come find you. Ooh. He said Kiki Vandeweghe was a good defender. Man, are you serious?
Kiki Vandeweghe? Well,
bro, I know Kiki Vandeweghe. Kiki Vandeweghe used to play for the Knicks, by the way. I think we got him from Portland.
No, Kiki Vandeweghe.
Wally Zerbiak? That's what you're thinking? Kiki Vandeweghe is like Wally.
The Nuggets don't have any good defensive players.
Outside of Mutombo, maybe?
Outside of Mutombo.
Yeah.
It's just like, I never really thought about that, but it's like, oh, man.
No, Morocco Joe, I saw that. Morocco Joe, I'm just messing with you. But yeah, man. So the Jamal Murray thing is fascinating. So I'm having a conversation with the chat about who we expect to be the Knicks breakout player, right? And so I'm going to ask you, who do you expect to be the Denver Nuggets breakout player this season?
Bones Highland. It's not even close.
Over Zeke Naji.
Zeke Naji can't. Zeke Naji. The thing is with Zeke Naji is he only shoots. If you take away his shooting ability, he does nothing else.
So he doesn't rebound.
He's not a good rebounder. He can't play center. I think we looked at the net rating with when he was off the floor without Jokic, it was like -6. When he's just not a rim protector. He's not a rebounder. He's just not very strong. Like maybe he
how
stronger,
big is he really?
Like,
how big is he really?
He's 6'10". He's 6'10" about.
And is he solid? Is he still
can
skinny?
he can move his feet a little bit, but he gets moved. He plays skinny. I don't know if like his actual weight, but he plays skinny. Right. He's not. I think he's like one of the worst rim protectors in the entire NBA. It's not like so. Bones Highland is the most obvious. I'm kind of concerned about Bones because I'm afraid that he's going to hit a sophomore slump because there's something that like because he is skinny and he is. There's just there's a part of me
they
that's
call
like
him Bones for a reason.
yeah,
Yeah.
they call him Bones for a reason. Yeah, exactly. So I'm concerned about Bones hitting a sophomore slump, but other than that, he's the most obvious breakout player because that's the problem with the Nuggets is they don't have a lot of breakout players. Like all their like they added who did they add? DeAndre Jordan. Like they added like Caldwell Pope and Bruce Bowen is, it's just they're great. They're good players, I guess, but like decent defensive player. But there's no breakout potential there. Like what each player is, right? So
DeAndre Jordan would have been a coup if he could play power forward, but he can't.
He can't. He can't.
That would have been exactly what you needed next to Jokic. Except you can't have them on the floor at the same time.
Not maybe in DeAndre Jordan's prime, like you could do it, but not now.
Maybe slide him over for limited minutes, but nah. Because his handle is trash.
Well,
his outside shot is trash.
That's it was actually funny because they actually played Jokic and Plumlee together, and it was actually super successful. So Jokic can like play a little bit of power forward. Like he's so skilled that he's going to get beat anyway, right? So
who's the better athlete, Jordan or Plumlee?
Jordan.
Right now, at this moment.
Oh, at this moment, probably.
I think it's Plumlee, right? Plumlee is more athletic than Jordan.
Probably Plumlee right now. Like obviously,
yeah.
But like in their primes, it's not even a conversation. But
you don't think so? You didn't like Plumlee's athleticism?
Plumlee's athletic in their primes. It's not a conversation. It's not a. Plumlee's athleticism is overrated. He doesn't dunk through people. He doesn't really. He reverse dunks and that's it. Like that's really I'm serious. I watched him. He doesn't do anything that spectacular. Like maybe they're
for a man his size. He moves really well.
Yeah,
right? But can he dribble though? No,
he can. He could dribble a little bit actually. He's a
decent
passer.
You know what? Yes, he can.
Yeah, he can. He's a decent passer. But his athleticism. I don't know. There was so many times. So because people thought he was a good defensive player, they would always put him in during the clutch, Plumlee in during the clutch during defensive moments, and every single time they put him in the clutch, the other team scored. Like literally, I feel like it was like I think the numbers were like 0.2%. Like the numbers were insane. Every time they put Plumlee in during the clutch, they scored, and that's what happened in the playoffs when they played the Lakers. When we were playing the Lakers and Anthony Davis, they put in Plumlee, and then Plumlee messed up a switch with Jeremy Grant and left Anthony Davis wide open for three.
Why'd you guys get rid of Jeremy Grant?
He just got rid. He just we offered him $20 million, and he just took it with he wanted to be the starter. He wanted to be like the main guy on the team.
He wanted to do a Randall.
Yeah,
right.
He wanted to do a
Julius
Randall. Yeah,
exactly.
And he did a lot better than I expected. Like, but he's still an overrated asset, I think.
He's
he's not a number one. He's not a number one, or even a
number two, or number three. Jeremy Grant
he's a three. He's a four. But he's getting paid like a number two. He's getting paid like a number two, so. And he's getting the shots of one on the Pistons. So.
Is he still with the Pistons?
Is he? He is, right? Wait, is he? He is. I haven't heard anything.
Thought he was gonna. Did he get number traded? 8 Denver jersey? Who was number 8 for the Nuggets?
Gallinari.
Oh God, bro.
I was feeling it. I was feeling it. I had a blue shirt. I just.
No doubt. No,
I was just feeling it. By the way, the Nuggets actually became better after they traded Carmelo. After that trade, it was interesting.
Right, Gallinari was always going to be a good player. Yeah. He just needed some time to grow, and I think him playing in two great offensive systems benefited his numbers benefited from that.
Yeah,
playing for D'Antoni and then going to Denver. I think
he was the best player on a 57 win team, so he was good. He was never an all-star. He was never an all-star. He was never like. He was never like amazing, but like he was good. He was good.
But he was a good free throw shooter.
Great free throw shooter.
A decent 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
A great shot maker in ISO.
Good passer.
ISO situation. Yeah.
Good passer.
Yeah.
The defense. See, that's the thing with Denver. We don't really have a lot of defensive guys, but is Hart better than Plumlee?
Yes.
It's hard to describe how much better, but we know that. We know my take on that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah.
So the breakout player is Bones Highland,
For
right?
the Nuggets. That's what I think. Because there's not many options. Yeah. I don't think there's many options for a breakout player.
Who did you guys draft in it? Who did you guys draft this year?
Christian Braun.
I know who he is from Kansas.
Kansas champion.
Yeah, the shooting guard from Kansas.
Yeah.
I think he's going to surprise some people with his defense and his toughness.
Yeah. He's short arm. He's short arms. I don't know.
I think that makes his handles better.
Short arms?
Yeah.
You think so? I don't know. Who are the really? I thought like being closer to the ground makes your handles better.
Nah, man. Shorter arms, smaller hands. It's long. It sounds weird,
sure?
but
I don't know about that.
Longer arm dudes with big ass hands. It's like a pterodactyl dribbling a marble.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But then you could work it out. Like Kawhi Leonard's a decent ball handler. Giannis is decent. Like it's nothing great, But
Giannis is decent because he's being guarded by centers and power forwards.
Yeah,
right.
And same with Jokic, decent handle.
Yeah, I like Jokic's handle because he's a push dribbler because he's not fast.
Yeah.
So he's a push dribbler, and y'all know what I'm talking about push dribbling. Push the ball way out front. You just like
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just push. Yeah. It kind of reminded me of Charles Barkley. I don't know if that's his handles, but I don't know if that makes sense. But just like being able to push it, like I don't know if that makes sense. But when I was looking at Jokic's skill set, that's the ball handling comp that I used. It's like a Charles Barkley type of thing. But
right. You mean grab and go straight line dribbler.
Yeah.
Right.
Just nothing. He's not gonna cross people up, but he'll. Well, he did cross up Draymond Green that one time behind the back.
Oh, Porzingis crossed up Draymond Green too.
Yeah.
Porzingis was nastier though.
Yeah. Oh, agree to disagree on that. I don't know. It was a no look crossover. Like no one saw it. Anyway. Agree to disagree on that.
It happens.
It happens. Yeah. So the breakout player for the Knicks. You already know my answer. Like,
no, I know. I don't know if I know it for sure.
I think other than Hardenstein. Do you mean like a breakout player other than Hardenstein? That would be an interesting conversation.
Hold on for a split second.
Wait.
No, you're not here by yourself, bro. I'm here.
Yeah.
I just want to. So Hartenstein. That's the official pronunciation. Hartenstein. I don't know why they say Stein.
It's Stein, but because he's American. He was born in America. He has the American pronunciation. The German pronunciation it's not it's Hartenstein. It's you can give it the German pronunciation is Hartenstein, but that's not because he was born in America. It's Hartenstein.
Right.
So
yeah.
It's Stein. Hartenstein.
Right. Okay.
Well, that's what he says it is. I don't know. That's what he says it is.
I think once he gets to New York, I think it'll be Hartenstein.
Kind of like Jokic's Jokic or whatever.
Yeah,
Jokic.
Yeah.
Jokic.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What I would say to the breakout player thing is just like Denver. I don't think you can pick one person just yet. You know what I'm saying? The obvious choice for the Knicks is Quentin Grimes, and the obvious choice for Denver is Bones Highland because they occupy the same space. It's easy to say a shooting guard off the bench can be the breakout player because they come off the bench to shoot. To score. Yeah.
Shoot.
So it's easy to pick them. Thank you. I think it's easy to pick them. But what I would also say to that is beware of the big athletic fours like a Zeke Naji, like a Obi Toppin.
No.
And listen, and I'm not saying that Zeke Naji is a breakout player, but these guys, these fours that are too small to be fives, but they're too big to be threes. You know what I'm saying? They come on the second unit, they get on the floor with small ball lineups, and all of a sudden, what was a problem for them as a starter is a benefit to them as a bench player.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, what team has 2 shot blockers on their roster?
The Cavs.
Well, the Cavs do, but there are probably about 25 other teams in the league that don't.
Yeah,
right.
Most teams do not have 2 shot
right.
blockers,
and so that benefits those big jumbo wings is what I like to call them.
Yeah,
like a Najee is not a 5. He's not really even a 4.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He's definitely not. Yeah,
he's not a 3. Yeah,
he's not a 3 either. Like that combo, weird mix like Obi.
Yeah,
I think the fact that they could go up against second unit guys that are barely hanging on in the league, they can get their 9, 10, 11 points.
To me, whether a 4 breaks out or not depends on his passing ability. Like that's to me, because that's what with Randall, that's why he broke out to me, because you could actually run your offense through him. You can give him the ball and he can get people layups. Right. And that's what, like, and even like you look at Siakam, who was another big wing 4 that broke
jumbo
out.
guy.
Jumbo guy. He was in that like role, but he also had passing ability in that. And once he developed his passing ability, that's when he really broke out.
And the thing with Siakam, and I hope people understand what I'm saying. I don't know if Siakam has great court vision.
Yeah.
But when he makes his mind up to pass, he's an accurate passer.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. So he's not going to read the floor and manipulate the defense like Jokic.
No.
But when he passes the ball, it's always on time, on target. Or it seems that way.
Yeah.
When you look at Spicy P.
Yeah. So his assist percentage was about 15. The year he broke out, it was above league average, and that's when he finally broke out.
League average for his position, or
league average for all players is 15.5% assist percentage. So once he had a one above league average assist percentage, then that's when he started breaking out. So that's where the target is to me for breakout players, is getting that assist percentage up.
So I think that is the key for RJ Barrett.
Yeah. It's the key for a lot of players, but mainly on RJ. Like mainly RJ
Barrett. Yeah,
because
RJ
you look at like a Dwayne Wade level player, which is what we really want RJ to be. His assist percentage, even as a rookie, was 25%. Then it went to 30, then 40. Like Wade was one of the best passers in the league. He would turn his athleticism, his beating his man off the dribble, into layups for his team. So that's why it was so powerful. And that's why he was able to win championships, right? He would turn it into a dunk for Shaq, right? His passing lobs to LeBron.
So where did you find assist percentage? What site did you use?
I use Basketball Reference, and then you just go down to advanced stats, and it's assist percentage. There's also steal percentage and block percentage, and usage percentage. Usage percentage is really useful, but it doesn't include passing. So usage percentage only includes points shot and turnovers. So it doesn't actually.
And you said league average is 15.5, right?
Yeah.
RJ Barrett has in career assist percentage of 13.9.
Yeah.
And last season it was 14.9.
Yeah. But he's still so young that he can improve. So
but his turnover percentage decreased also.
Yeah. So he's been getting better. Better.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I would say to those wanting my answer, I'm just going to tell you who my answer is right now, and I'm going to follow the same mode as EJ. Right, I'm going to pick
EG.
Did I say EJ? EG. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me do something here. My bad, bro. I apologize for that. EG 14,000. I got the E in a 14,000. My mind is bad, bro. My bad. I didn't mean that as disrespect or nothing.
No.
So I'm gonna follow your same model and pick Emmanuel Quickly as the Knicks breakout player, right? An undersized scoring guard off the bench, just like Bones, just like a lot of teams in the NBA, a 6'3" combo guard off the bench. Their task is to come out and score.
Yeah.
Right. And so the reason why I'm picking Emmanuel Quickly is because he gets the shots already. He just had not been converting them.
Yeah.
So he creates his own shot exceptionally well. He just hadn't been making baskets. I think he shoots like 39% from the floor.
Yeah, and Quickly in particular, if you just look at that assist percentage, as a rookie, it was already above average at 16%. This year, he was 22 years old. It was at 24%. So it increased almost, and that's why he was so valuable in terms of like on-off numbers, is because of his passing ability, and because that's what makes everyone better is getting other players open shots, right? Using your skills to create open shots for others. That's what makes offenses run.
Sherwin, you hear that, Sherwin? Sherwin in the chat thinks Quickly is a selfish player. Sherwin, you hear that?
Well, you can get assists selfishly, I guess, but it's still, it's still part of like that. That's how you make your team better, right? Because cutting is efficient. Like you can get like Rondo, obviously, is an example of a player that gets assists selfishly and hurts other people's assists, but I don't think Quickly's like that at all. Based on what the small film, I still need to watch. That's the thing with all Knicks talk is I need to actually watch the game for me to know what I'm talking about, because numbers only get you so far. It gives you like a little picture, but context fills in the rest of it.
Context matters.
Yes. Without context, like numbers won't tell you anything. Without context, numbers won't tell you anything.
No doubt. And what I would also say too is that when you're looking at what player will be the most improved player, I think the main thing we should look at is not just scoring, right? I think there are some other things like defense.
Yeah.
Defense will keep you on the floor even if your shot is not going.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're talking about a guy like a Bones,
that's the thing with Bones. I don't know about his defense.
Defense is optional.
It's optional. It's he'll make a half court three, but then it's not amazing. He tries. He puts in the effort. But
right. Thank you, Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Steph Curry. It is what it is. Thank you, Steph. Because these skinny 6'3" guards come into the league thinking that they could follow the Steph Curry template.
Yeah.
Right.
They just I think a lot of people don't really understand why Steph is incredible. Like, I obviously they do. Like, is his shooting right?
Can Bones Highland become Steph Curry?
No, not at all. Right. I don't even have a little inkling of that possibility.
No. I'm asking in general. Just
no. I think
can any guard in that same template? Just real quick, any guard in that mold in that model becomes Steph Curry. 6'3" skinny guard, eventually bulk up and become stronger.
Are you asking? Is it possible? Like hypothetically possible? Like,
right. No, I'm asking about the guards in the league right now. Not saying can somebody eventually come along and be that.
Okay. I'm
asking of the guards that are in the league right now. Can you envision somebody going down that path and becoming a Steph Curry type player? Can Anthony Simons?
No, not Simons.
Definitely. Emmanuel Quickly. No, right? No, okay.
No, I don't think so. I want to like be like hopeful, like, but no. It's just I don't know. I don't think they're good enough shooters, but I just don't. But I don't know. It's like Steph Curry's don't come around. But then the thing is, like Curry, it's so hard. The thing that makes Curry great, in my opinion, is when you look at the Curry brothers in general. Seth Curry actually shoots better from three than Steph Curry. If you just look at the numbers, but if you look at assist percentage, Shaq had a higher assist percentage for his career than Seth Curry.
Right.
So that's why. So when you think of like why does that matter? Is because when you run Seth Curry off the line, it's just a long two, and it's the most inefficient shot in basketball. When you run Steph Curry off the line, it's a pass, he readjusts, and then get another three, right?
Right.
So and that difference is why Steph Curry is a two-time MVP, one of the best players of all time, versus Seth Curry, who's just as good of a shooter, but you can't run your offense through him because he doesn't make those extra passes.
Right. And all three-pointers are not made equal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
whereas Seth Curry may get a kick out from Joel Embiid or James Harden as maybe the third or fourth option in an offense, an afterthought three, so to speak.
Yeah.
Steph has all the eyes of everybody in the arena on him.
Yeah.
Fans, referees, defenses, televisions, everybody's looking at Steph. So every shot Steph takes is a high pressure three in every moment of every game of every season. Where Seth is buried in the corner. If you double team Embiid, you kick out to Seth Curry for three.
Yeah,
and that's been the story of his life.
Yeah,
he played next to Damian Lillard. Right, he played next to Luka. Now he's playing with Harden and Embiid.
That is the story of his life, and he's still he's a starter. Like he was undrafted, so you have to give him credit for making the NBA and working. But at the end of the day, he just doesn't have the gravity as his brother, and because he doesn't have the passing, you don't put the ball in his hands to create, right? So he doesn't get the opportunities to take that step back three. Even if he hits it just as efficiently as his brother, he doesn't have the opportunities because he doesn't create efficient offense. And so you always have to ask yourself, does this player create efficient offense? And the easiest way to do that is with your passing. So that's why I value passing so highly. Whenever looking at any player.
Oh, I forgot Seth does play for the Nets now, right?
Yeah, he does.
And so, okay, let's for the example. Seth plays with KD and Kyrie.
Yeah.
so no matter what team you know what I mean? So my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt. But yeah.
He was actually really good. He was really, really good for the Nets in the minutes he played. But because he was getting the shots, right? So I think the things that limit Steph is just more his shots and his role, and I don't know, he just doesn't create offense, right? He just doesn't create the offense for it. So, but amazing shooter, and he deserves everything, all the credit in the world. But I don't know. It's just so yeah. For the Knicks, I was thinking, I don't know, man. This Knicks team. It's going to be insane.
It's going to be different. Right. The experience is definitely going to be different. What we want to do, though, as a Knicks fan, you definitely want to be in this mindset of patience.
Yeah,
because I don't know if things are gonna blossom right away.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's 100% true. You need to be patient. Because I don't know how many times I said, because I'm literally the only person. To me, this next season comes down to one thing. This is just me, obviously. Everyone knows what I'm going to say already. But this season comes down to one thing. It's how quickly Hartenstein wins the starting job, and then how much they run through him. And that's it. And that's literally the only thing. In my mind, that's the only thing that matters because of the level of player I think Hartenstein actually is.
Okay.
How quickly he wins the starting job, and then how much they run through him when he does. Depending on that, is their ceiling increases substantially. It's hard to describe how insane it is, but we're talking records, a record-breaking season. But we'll see. But that's my criteria for the Knicks this year. Obviously, for me, the Hartenstein guy, but like that's my criteria. It's how quickly Hartenstein wins. He's going to win it. It's how quickly he's going to win it, and then how much they run through him when he does. Right? What do they run plays and uses his no-look passing ability to get people layups? How much do they use him defensively? Because one of the things that was very people think Hartenstein's not a good rebounder, for example. When in the G League, he was the best rebounder in the entire G League. He led the G League in rebounding. But in the NBA, he wasn't that good because he had the most contests per 36 in the league. So he contested the most shots, and when you contest a shot, it gets you out of rebounding position, just naturally.
And it gets you in foul trouble.
And it gets you in foul trouble too, right? Yeah. So when the contests go down, I believe the rebounding will go up substantially, and his impact defensively is still going to stay very similar, I think. And that's just my opinion on it. But I think he's going to be incredible in terms of rebounding the ball, which is a very underrated part of his game. I feel the clip with the Clippers, I feel like rebounding is one of his most underrated parts of his game.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, because literally he was having 20-20 games in the G League at 20 years old. 20-20 at 20. Yeah. So, but we'll see.
Okay. So in terms of his emergence, what I would say to his emergence is, okay, we'll see.
We'll see.
Seeing is believing, right? Because you had to see the numbers in order to believe in his potential.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so some of us have to see his production on the floor in order to believe in his talent.
Well, I would say Hartenstein was so good in the G League. Like he was the best player on the best team in the G League at college age. And to me that makes me feel like he should have been a top pick in the draft. And just like any top pick in the draft, you assume that he's a star player or like a really good player until you see him play. And then so that's the way I was treating him when the Nuggets signed him. It's like, okay, I assume he's good, but I still need to see him play based on the numbers. And then I saw him play, and he put up incredible defensive stats with the Nuggets. I've seen him play with the Cavs. He looked like mini Jokic with the Cavs. And then I saw every single game when he played with the Clippers, and he put up historic advanced stats. But the advanced stats, the stats don't capture what Hartenstein actually does on the court. And that's what's amazing about it. That's why the on-off stats are so illuminary, but the stats don't actually capture what he does.
Yeah, impact.
The impact of his game is it's otherworldly, because there's 4-point swings where he would make a block and then he would make the outlet pass and create an open three. And that one play where he would get the block and then create an open three on the other end, that's a 5-point swing in one play based on one play.
But you know what that looks like in a box score? In a box score, it looks like one block and one assist.
Yeah, and many times he didn't get the assist because he made the outlet and it created the open shot, but he didn't even get the assist, right?
Okay.
So so a lot of it is and many times he didn't even get the block, or sometimes he got the block and they didn't even give him a block. There were a lot of times he got blocks and they didn't give him anything on the stat. He got a lot of blocks where he didn't get any blocks on the stat. They just didn't give it to him for whatever.
What offense fits Hartenstein best?
Any offense he plays.
That's impossible.
There's any offense he plays.
Get it? Okay.
Well,
okay. So we're gonna run. We'll run a staggered 1-4 ISO for Hartenstein off the opposite wing, and he can ISO another center and take him to the basket.
Yeah, he can.
No,
I can show you highlights.
Yeah, no,
I can show you highlights of that.
I'm gonna find my own. I'm gonna look right now.
I can show you highlights. I can show you. You want to see?
No.
I can show you. I could.
No. No,
he didn't do it often. He didn't do it often because they didn't let him do it. But he can.
Right. I'm gonna find it. Once I find it, I'm gonna tag you on Twitch.
But I could literally just send it to you right now.
Okay,
give me a
all
sec.
right, all right. Just
I
send
can
it.
leave it in
Just
the
send
chat.
it.
I can, I can put it in the chat. It's
Yeah, put it.
like,
Yeah, put
wait,
that. Put
let,
definitely put that in the chat
let me
of
see.
Hartenstein ISOing against another NBA center and taking them off the
Well,
dribble.
it was a power forward. Let me see. It was a power forward. It was what's his name? He played. His dad was in the league. Larry Nance Jr.
Okay.
He ISO'd Larry
Okay.
Nance Jr. Took him off the dribble and scored on him. Let's see if I can find it. Give me a second. It's on Twitter. Let me see if I can find it in the sea of stats, and then I'll. Yeah, it was a fun one. The only reason he got to do it was because the game was a blowout, right? So maybe that's part of it. Because, but here it is. Let me see if I can. And so this is a two-part thing. It was him ISOing at the
Off the wing, not from the free throw line.
Oh wait, not off the wing. This is at the top of the key. Let me see.
No, not yet. Well, top of the key. Top of the key is good too.
Yeah. Let me see.
Top of the key is good too. No, as long as it's space.
There it is. I don't know if you could see. Did I put it in chat? I don't know. Did it work?
I don't know if I
is it there? Yeah. I don't know. You can't click on it, man. Make him a video edit for everything. Yeah.
No, we ain't doing no.
Let me see if I can put it here. Let me put it in the this one too. Here, there. It's in the private chat. Yeah. Right there. I don't know if you can see. It's a two-part thing. It's him showing that, and he finished with his offhand on it. ISO, yeah. Any offense you put Hartenstein in, he scores, and he's efficient. And that's what he did in the G League too, where they ran everything through him. He had a usage percentage of 28%, and he had a true shooting percentage of 69%. So when you give him more usage, more opportunities to be himself, he actually becomes more efficient. So that was actually every year in the league, in the G League, his usage percentage went up. So did his true shooting percentage. So he got more efficient the more shots he took every single year. At the end of it, he was averaging 25 points per game on 69% shooting. Just incredible numbers, right, in the G League. But it was at 21 years old, right? So, and he's been improving every single year. He just hasn't had the green light yet, right? So, like everything. But, all right,
so I ain't gonna lie to you. I kind of like it. I kind of like it, right? Because Mitchell Robinson does nothing like this. And Jericho Sims does nothing like this.
Yeah. After that play, they asked him about that move, and he said, "I have a bag. I'm not gonna, if they let me use it, I have a bag." But so he has.
Oh boy.
He has. Yeah, but that's what he. Because people asked him about that spin move after the game, and it's like, yeah, I have this, but no one ever lets me use it. And I'm a team player. I will do what the coach says to stay on the floor. I'm not going to pull it out when the coach, and because the coach will pull me, right? If I'm trying to play my game and do ISO, stuff like that. But he has it in his game to pull it out if he needs it. So any offense that he plays in, he will be contribute. Any offense you put him on the floor, he will contribute to your team. There's not a single offense he can't play in.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Yeah.
I see that. I see that. Okay. So you think you honestly think that Hartenstein is going to be the Knicks' most improved player?
He's going to be the NBA's most improved player, without a doubt in my mind. It's kind of, to me, it's kind of a.
How many minutes a game does he need to break out?
That's a good question. How many minutes a game does he need to break out? Probably. That's a great question. Does he need?
Yeah.
That's so hard because it's I don't know. It's maybe over 25 minutes, probably over 25 minutes per game to break out.
I think so. The irony, the funny thing is, I think he can get over 20 minutes a game with the Knicks.
Yeah.
Right now, Well, you're talking about 25, 26,
Well,
27, 28.
I think all he needs is 25 to break out, but he's going to be over 30 minutes per game. To me, I think he's going to take Mr. Robinson's job pretty quickly. That's just my opinion, based on the skill sets, based on the passing, the defense, the rebounding. I think I don't think Tibbs can keep Robinson on the floor when he has Hardenstein, right? Because what'll happen is Robinson will make a mistake, a passing mistake, or a boneheaded mistake, won't make a shot, and then maybe he'll jump on a pump fake, and then they'll put Hardenstein in, and Hardenstein doesn't jump on those pump fakes. He'll foul, but he doesn't jump, right? He'll get into it, the guy, and contest, but he won't jump on those very often.
Okay.
Very often, because he's very disciplined defensively. On top of everything, he's very disciplined defensively. He'll foul him. The game is still quick for him, but he'll foul, but he's very disciplined.
Okay. All right. Who else you got? You got any other breaker? I know you like Hartenstein, right? Hartenstein.
Yeah.
Hartenstein.
Yeah. Any other breakout players for the Knicks, or just
No,
in general?
in general. Somebody. I'm interested in helping Knicks fans find a guy that we can add to our roster with or without a Donovan Mitchell trade.
Yeah.
That we can add. That'll be a quality player.
Who would be a good player for the Knicks to add?
Yeah, just a quality player in general. Like say, even if the Nuggets were interested in getting them, but are there, in your opinion, viewing advanced stats and analytics, is there a free agent right now available that can help any NBA team looking to get beyond the play-in?
Noel for the Timberwolves. Noel. I would say Noel for the Timberwolves.
Who?
Exactly. Exactly. Noel for the Timberwolves.
Who is it?
Jalen Noel. He is he was the 13th pick, and he had a breakout year last year. He shot 39% from three, 81. He had a breakout year last year. He's a great passer. He is a 6'4" shooting guard, but he's just a really great 3-and-D type player. I think he had a PER of 17, shooting just amazing advanced stats. Noel for the Timberwolves. I feel like his value is really low right now. So if obviously that's a shooting guard, and I don't think the Knicks really need a shooting guard. But I think there's a possibility, and this might be sacrilege for a Knicks fan. There's a possibility he's better. He's a better player long term than Grimes. There's a possibility he's a better player long term.
Is he a better defender than Grimes?
I believe so. I believe he is.
Okay, so
but, I need to watch it more. But
so Noel is a decent defender. I do understand who you're talking about.
Yeah.
But Quentin Grimes had a higher defensive rating than Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
Or lower, depending on how you want to.
Yeah.
Better
defensive rating
than Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
And it's not a small sample size either, because Grimes played about 18 minutes a game. So it's not like
the Knicks were still worse overall. The on-off, they were worse overall when Grimes was on the floor.
I know, by 2 points. I know.
Yeah, by 2 points. Yeah. So
I know. I was trying to explain that too.
Yeah. I don't know. Grimes doesn't really get to the free throw line much. His 3-point shot is good, but
his assists are awful.
Yeah. So then that's part of my problem with Grimes is I don't think you can run your offense really through him. And I think long term, he's going to be an NBA player, but I don't think he has as much breakout potential as maybe some people think because of his lack of playmaking. And I think that with a lot of players, where Noel, one of the best, he had an assist percentage of 20, I think, last season. So he's one of the best playmakers in the league. So that's why I think if I had to go through any player that it's really underrated right now, and also, I'm just going to say this because I'm a Nuggets fan, Tim Conley, my God, Tim Conley ruined his trades were so bad. He made that trade for Gobert, where he traded the entire future of the franchise for Gobert. And I was thinking about this. The Nuggets, if they didn't have Tim Conley, they likely would have, and just had Jokic, they likely would have won a championship already. And I say that sounds crazy, but you have to remember in the 2017 draft, the Nuggets.
I know where you're going.
Yeah, you already know. They traded the 13th pick in the draft, which could have been Donovan Mitchell or Bam Adebayo, because the 13th pick was Donovan Mitchell and the 14th pick was Bam. It could have been it could have been Mitchell or Donovan Mitchell. They traded it for Trey Lyles.
I understand that. I know
that one trade. This
is one of the things that you wouldn't know. This is one thing you wouldn't know as a Nuggets fan. I broke that down on this channel about how the Nuggets could have had a backcourt of Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray. We already talked about that ad nauseum.
Or even just Bam Adebayo. Put Bam Adebayo next to Jokic, and oh my God, it's a championship. It's a championship, right? You just put Bam Adebayo. You put an actual good defensive
But the reason why I said Donovan Mitchell though is at the time the Nuggets had it was a comedy of injuries at the guard spot when I mentioned it. Gary Harris was hurt. And everybody was hurt, and it's like Jamal Murray by himself.
Yeah. And I think they still have Moutier. Moutier still, people thought Moutier was good.
What's the guy in Minnesota? The guy that got I forget the guy.
Traded?
I'm thinking Malachi Richardson, but it's not. I think it's a guy that left Denver and signed with Minnesota.
Left Denver and signed with Minnesota. I don't remember.
A 6'4" guard.
6'4"
dude with the gun charges.
Oh, is that Ty Lawson? No. No, I think that was drunk driving, not gun charges.
Man,
no, I don't remember. Went to the Timberwolves 6'4" guard. Corey Brewer? No,
Corey Brewer 6'9". Yeah.
I don't remember.
I forget. It'll come to me eventually. But he went to the Nuggets. I mean, he went to the Timberwolves from the Nuggets and averaged 20 points a game.
Oh, okay. Beasley.
Malik Beasley,
Malik Beasley. Yep. You know, I had a nickname for Malik Beasley when he was, because people don't remember, like his nickname when he was playing limited minutes for us, it was Homeless Man Wade. Like, because he would like try to drive into the basket like Dwayne Wade, but he couldn't do anything. Like, it was just terrible his first year. Just Homeless Man Wade. But then he got a lot better. He made his shot. But yeah, so
he was a decent athlete.
But that trade they traded Beasley, Hernan Gomez, Bo.
Bo Cruz.
Cruz. But they traded Vanderbilt. They traded Vanderbilt in that trade for nothing. And Vanderbilt is one of the best defensive players in the league right now.
Right. But he was an undrafted free agent, right? Oh, he was a second-round pick.
He was a second-round pick. And I was super high on Vanderbilt because I saw him moving his he was wild. He was a project. But he had a lot of defensive upside, and I thought you should put that next to Jokic. And the Nuggets just gave up on him for nothing. And they just traded him for nothing. And now the Nuggets have no defensive power forward next to Jokic because they traded Vanderbilt for nothing. And they didn't get anything. I think they got a first-round pick, which turned into Zeke Naji. But really, they basically traded Vanderbilt.
Hey, what's up, boss man?
They traded Vanderbilt, Beasley for nothing. For
Caught me off guard.
Yeah, man. How you
Hello,
doing,
everybody.
Hey,
good, man. Hey, man.
Nice to meet you. Hi, David.
Yeah, man. Hey, so who's David L? Who's your breakout Nick this year?
I like Brunson.
Well, is that
Brunson?
I like Brunson. Is that because he has all the pressure? He has to start. Yeah. He didn't have that to do that in Dallas, and he didn't have all that pressure to help him. Have Luka take all the pressure off. He don't have that no more.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought Brunson was kind of obviously breaking out, right? So he's going to be a lot better with the Knicks, right?
With worse pieces.
Yeah.
Minus Luka, basically.
Yeah. Brunson is going to be amazing for the Knicks. I was looking at the stats. Brunson is really, really interesting. Really, really interesting.
He's a very interesting player, bro. I would even say. So first of all, David L., welcome to the video chat.
Hello.
Yeah.
I was hitting the link in the chat, and I thought I was going to see Randall in a rec game or something. And I ended up right here.
Yeah, man.
Hit the wrong link in the chat.
Yeah, man. And here we are. You know what I'm saying? So So here's the thing: our conversation is centered around potential players out there that the Knicks can potentially add to improve the roster, players that are available, and not just Knicks specific players. Like, don't tell me about some kid from New York who went to a New York school that has potential. Don't tell me about Miles Powell. I don't care. Right? And what I'm talking about is a guy that's valuable around the league. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That can add something on a nightly basis if his number's called. You feel me? And so EG 14,000 mentioned Jalen Noel.
That's a deep.
So he's a third-year player, third-year shooting guard, nice sized. Him and Grimes are around. Yeah, Grimes may be a little heavier.
Yeah,
and maybe a little heavier, but
a little taller.
Yeah, they'll probably do, but they seem like they'll probably do the same things: play defense, knock down open shots.
Yeah.
Anybody else out there you got in mind?
Still got Evan
Fournier. Oh yeah.
Still got him.
Yeah. I'm talking about off the bench though. I'm not talking about the starter.
Yeah,
because
we're not talking about starters. Like no
Bryce can hit threes. Bryce is pretty surprising shooter sometimes.
Yeah, well,
Bry can shoot.
Yeah.
Bry can shoot off the bench pretty good. He might get better.
Yeah,
you never know.
I think he'll be way better, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think he'll be way better. In terms of because I think shot selection is one thing. But the opportunities is another, right? So I think he's going to get a mix of both this year with a point guard that knows how to manipulate defenses, and so you'll get him with more uncontested threes as opposed to hand in his face because the offense had no floor general.
Yeah,
and what I mean by floor general is even the Nuggets with Jokic, he was like their floor in a half court. He could find cutters. And open up passing lanes.
Let the NBA in touches. So they ran everything through them.
Yeah.
And they still will.
Yep.
They also got Hartenstein too. That's an upgrade for a little bit more shots on the pitch.
Upgrade.
Hartenstein. Because Sims ain't shooting like him.
No. Nobody we have is in that plays that position shoots like him. So Mitch is not a shooter. Sims is not a shooter. Hartenstein is better than them, hands down. It's not even close, right? But will he be able to outplay them in this pressure cooker called New York? Because New York is different, bro. You could do that stuff. You could do that stuff in Cleveland, Ohio. You could do that stuff in Houston, Texas.
I don't know. The pressure of like being like if he makes a mistake, he's automatically taken up. The pressure of like. If you like, because he didn't get a lot of minutes. The moment you make a mistake, you're out of the NBA. Like that's the most pressure. Like you literally, your entire life hinges on every single possession when you're a limited minute player like that. He's been playing under that pressure his entire NBA career, where every single second.
Okay, now take that. Now take what you just said.
Yeah.
Multiply that by 10,000 and attach 2 full-time beat reporters to him.
There's no pressure in New York.
You just said it was pressure.
There's no. You know why? Because he has a guaranteed contract. He knows he has his next paycheck coming. He knows he has his wife. He just got engaged. He knows he's just going to go out there and have fun for the first time in his entire life because
have fun in New York,
it's
bro.
Completely different. It's completely different.
EG, have you been to New York, bro?
No, I haven't been to New York.
Okay.
I haven't been.
Hey, let me ask you this: Have you ever been in traffic in downtown Denver?
Yeah, I have. It's not.
Take that and multiply that by 150,000, bro.
Oh my god!
And then put a hornet's nest in your car, and then unplug the air conditioning.
There's still. I'm still getting paid $8 million. I'm still getting paid $8 million. Not every single decision doesn't I don't think there's any pressure for him.
And EG, let me tell you this, bro. And let me tell you this. Imagine if Denver, Colorado had 5 other Denver, Colorados surrounding Denver.
Yeah.
That is what New York City is, bro. New York City has 5 boroughs, and then New Jersey is smashed up against it with Jersey City and Newark. Right? Right? So now you're talking about like think about you basically have like 7 states smashed up together. And Queens by itself is bigger than Denver, Colorado, bro. Did you know that?
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of pressure, but it's like it's not the same amount of pressure as like my entire dream and likelihood just being gone at an instant. Like I make one mistake, I get taken out, and I can never play basketball again. I can never show the world how great I am. Like depending, like
that happens here. That happens here, bro.
Yeah, but he's getting paid guaranteed money, right? He's getting paid. He's going to play no matter what. So
is his dream about money, or is his dream about basketball?
His dream is about basketball.
If his dream is about basketball,
it's basketball because his dream. That's why it was so much pressure, because he makes one mistake, it's complete. His basketball dream is over. He was this. I don't think people understand. He was this close to being completely out of the NBA and having to play in Europe. Like there was reports of him going to Europe because of that, because he was this close to being completely out of the NBA. Like that, the pressure, I'm telling you, the pressure of like fighting every single day for your job, your dream is 10 times like, yeah, there's going to be a lot of pressure, a lot of reporters, but that's all gravy. It's all gravy because he actually, he actually did it. He actually got he beat.
I need to get it. Hey, David L., you live in the tri-state area, bro?
Yeah, I stay in the Bronx.
Oh God, dogs! So you know exactly what I'm talking about, bro. So see I got people in the Bronx, right? And Bronx River area. I ain't gonna say their names because they haters. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I got family that live in Bronx River area, right? Yeah. And I know people around the world, y'all don't even know what that is, but just trust me, bro. Survival mode is, bro. I went to visit one summer. It was like 1976, 77. I saw a rat the size of a raccoon, right? And guess what, EG? I didn't even flinch. You know why? Because in Jersey City, we got rats the size of dogs. You feel me? You feel me? I was like, damn, y'all rats small over here. It's survival, bro. Shout out to the Bronx. Yo, if you from the Bronx right now, put some fire in the chat. Rep your borough. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is listen, I know Denver, Colorado is a great place and a very dangerous place at the same time.
Yeah.
So I'm not sleeping on Denver, Colorado, right? But what I'm saying
it's not
is
New York. It's not.
Yeah, but take Denver, Colorado, and multiply it by 62,000.
Man, Denver is beautiful.
Denver is wonderful. I love Denver.
Denver.
Yeah.
New York,
bro,
bad.
But the further you get away from the city, like the further you get away from the city, like the further you get out of the city, people think the slower things are gonna be. Nah, bro, you can't sleep in, bro. You can't tiptoe around Yonkers. Cats and Yonkers will put steel in your back. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is it's a way of life, bro. It's a way of life, man.
No.
It's a way, bro.
No.
Yo, you can't leave Manhattan, you know what I'm saying, drive through the tunnel, get to Jersey City, and be like, I'm glad I'm out the city. Not in Jersey City.
No.
Man, are you serious? What I'm saying, and with that same mentality, this is why free agents don't want to come here, bro. Because it's think about this. It's 12:54 on the East Coast, right?
Yeah.
And a YouTube channel has about 70 people talking about the Knicks at the beginning of August.
Yeah, seriously. See, it's actually fascinating because I went into the Clippers media. It's nothing like New York media. Like, oh my God, it's not even comparable.
Bro, they have 1/10. They have their media is 1/10 the size.
Not even like 1/100th. 1/100th of the size.
Right.
and the quality of his play.
And if Hartenstein turns the ball over in the fourth quarter, Ian Begley will be on SNY the next day, talking about how Hartenstein lost the game. People gonna be murdering him on Twitter, death threats.
If Hartenstein turns over the ball, he comes on to the next play, he dunks.
Heart radio.
He'll get a layup.
I love it.
I'm telling you, if he plays, you're not going to lose games. Like if he plays, you're not going to lose. And I love what you said. It's survival mode, because Hartenstein has been in survival mode his entire, and that's more pressure than anything New York. He was in survival mode in Denver. He was in survival mode with the.
So you're saying he's a dog?
He's a dog. He survives, man. He survives. Do you know how well he played in preseason to get the job? Like, because he was competing with Giles to get the 15th man on the roster. This is how well he played in preseason. He averaged, and this is per 36 because. Obviously, in preseason, per 36. I'm going to use it. I'm going to say it. He averaged 20, 14, 10 assists with 5 blocks per 36. And you might, that's per 36. The players in preseason history to average at least 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists in the last 10 years, and there's only been 6 of them.
Per 36.
Per 36, right? Per 30 in history. Per 36, this includes bench players, right? So all the bench players in the last 10 years, right? There's only been 6 players that averaged over 20, 8, and 8 per 36 in preseason, right? And this is how well Hartenstein had to play to make the roster. Jokic, Giannis, LeBron, James Harden, Doncic, Hartenstein. Those are the only players in the last 10 years to average 28 and 8 per 36.
Send me the link to that. Send me the link.
Yeah. I'll send you the link.
I must say,
but that's how well he played in preseason to make the roster.
I got you.
Because he was in survival mode the entire time, right? Yeah. What's up?
I must say, the way you come up here ready to blast for Hartenstein, you remember all of these numbers, all of these statistics. I don't remember my telephone number that well. You feel me? So,
yeah.
So listen, like, iHeartRadio is strong. It's alive and well. The hive is growing. It is growing. And the you are a bit more, extreme in your takes, but you are part of the iHeart family. You understand? So as we go out and preach the gospel of iHeart, more people are joining our side, man. So keep up the good work.
I mean, you can.
He is definitely preaching from the book of Isaiah.
You could say that, but it's just the thing. He's just so underrated, man. It's so disrespectful. Like the way he was treated from every single step of. He had an historic game. Next game, he gets like 4 minutes, then 1 minute. Like he would have these amazing games and then not play the next game, right? So. It was historically disrespectful, and you just have to defend when an injustice happens. You have to fight for justice, right? So it's just I don't know.
I think you might be frustrated with Tom Thibodeau because part of my prediction is that we're gonna want him to start.
But I don't think Tom Thibodeau is going to be able to not play him. I don't think he's good.
When Mitch gets hurt, we're gonna think about that
right there. But Thibodeau plays guys he trusts. So
he's going to trust pretty quickly.
Thibodeau's trust early on.
He's going to earn it, like in training camp. He's going to earn it, most likely. Most likely in training camp, he's going to earn it. Well, we'll have to see, but because the thing is, he's going to be outplaying Mitchell in every single play of training camp. In every single play, it's going to be almost a joke how much better he is. Honestly. But we'll see. But I'll show you.
Also, the bigs got more versatile minutes. Like you don't imagine seeing Mitch play 34, 38 minutes hard like Randall and RJ.
I don't want to see.
He's gonna get that, especially like Mitch. So that opens up more extra minutes for Sims and them.
I don't want to see anybody playing that many minutes. If you think about it, let's say RJ, Julius, and Brunson, they'll probably be our highest minutes per game players, right? 18 minutes in the first half is a lot of minutes, right? That's almost playing 3/4 of both quarters, right? So if you can limit those guys to like 14, 13 minutes in the first half, right? And then maybe like at most 20 in the second half, right? And that's almost the whole entire second half. I don't think any of our players should be playing more than 34 minutes a game. We're too deep. And if anybody's playing consistently, because some games are going to call for, more minutes. Like if a guy is just playing super well, or if there's a guy in the court who's playing so bad to where like you can't play him, right? There's going to be some games where some guys have to play a bunch of minutes. But like I could see a scenario where Mitch played 20 minutes or 22 minutes and Hartenstein plays the other, or Hartenstein plays 20. Like I think it's going to be more like that, a platoon system between Mitch and Hartenstein.
I think that's what it's going to be at the beginning of the year until
taking the
first 8 games. First 8 games of the year, I think it's going to be that, and then they're going to realize that you can't keep Hartenstein off the floor. Like that's what I think is going to happen. So it's going to be like that at the beginning of the year, where it's a platoon, and then 8 games, 10 games in, they're just going to realize, oh my God, Hartenstein just had a 30-20-10 game. We're going to start him.
If Julius,
and you might think that's crazy, but that's a real stat line he could have, a 30-20-10 game. That's a real stat line.
I've seen Fitz Brunson pretty much good too, because Brunson played with Keebler and he was a good shooter and spread the floor. So if they ever play on the floor with each other, that could work out too.
Because Hartenstein didn't take too many volume 3-point shots, but if you look at his form on the ones he took, it looks really good.
Yeah.
It looks very repeatable, which is what I look for. I look at the base, right? The base of their shot, and his footwork is super impressive. It's really repeatable on his jump shot. So I believe that with an uptick in 3-point shot attempts, he may not stay as efficient, but I could see Hartenstein shooting 34% from 3, which is enough for your center.
Yeah, it's actually a funny stat. It's like he actually shoots the same percentage from 3 as Dirk Nowitzki right now for his career. I don't know if that's going to continue or not, but that's just a funny stat to me.
Oh, you know if it's going to continue. Rocco Chobas.
hey, I'm not going. How y'all doing, man? How's everybody tonight, man?
Good.
I'm not gonna hold you. I had to jump in because I thought my man EG, was trolling from the jump. I thought he was trolling about Hartenstein. The way he started this whole conversation.
Yeah, people thought I was talking about Jokic too when I was calling him a 2-time MVP. Like,
no, I'm not hating on you. No, you supported it with facts. I'm just saying, like, hearing you talk, I really thought you were joking at first, and then you started dropping some knowledge. I was like, okay, maybe he's speaking facts, speaking his truth. I just can't believe it, bro. I hope that's what we get. I hope that, I hope, but you selling him, bro. You caping for him heavy. I hope that's what we get.
That's what makes it hard to argue with EG, because he uses a lot of predictive stats, right? Yeah. That says if he played this many minutes, this is what the numbers show he would do. And you can't really argue
that's not really what the stats are saying. It's the per 36 stats are showing real production, what he did. But there's actually stats that say the numbers will be better when he gets more playing time. Well, when the offense runs more through him, the numbers will actually be better than what the numbers are right now. He'll actually be better than these numbers. So it's not saying, oh, this is what he'll average. He might actually average better stats than these. So,
can I ask you a question though? You seem to have like a pretty good book of knowledge on him.
Yeah.
Did you see his games in Europe? Did he play like a man possessed in Europe? Like, was he on the same type of wave you talking about?
Europe was interesting because he was only 18 years old in Europe. So he was a very young player. And with young players in Europe, they just end up taking them off the bench. So he was playing off the bench. And that's one of the reasons why we didn't really see him. They didn't run anything through him, really, because he was a bench player in Europe. So, and then it was actually funny because he was supposed to stay in Europe another year and then become a first-round pick. And if you look at his draft, they said he came out too early, because if he stayed in Europe one more year, he would have been the starter, and then he would have been a first-round pick. But because he came out too early, they didn't really know how good he was, and he ended up falling to the second round. So there was a lot of miscalculations with that. But in Europe, like I didn't really watch a lot of his games in Europe. I've only seen highlights of him in Europe. But there's also another funny story. I love this story. Is in Europe, his dad was his coach. his dad was his coach, and his dad played him as point guard. His dad played him as a point guard. He did not play him at center. And this is a story he told. His dad would tell him, for an entire quarter of basketball, you cannot shoot the ball. You can only pass for entire quarters. And because his dad knew how important passing would be when he gets to the next level. So he was playing point guard in Europe, right? His entire life until and then he went professional, and then he got drafted. So he's been a point guard his entire life up to his entire middle school, and this happened in real games where he couldn't pass. He couldn't score for entire quarters. He can only pass, and that's why he's such a great passer now today, because of how he was developed in Europe in that European style of basketball. So,
I got one more thing, and then I'll kind of step off. So you don't watch a lot of Knicks games, right?
No, not really. I've only seen the games where they played the Nuggets and the Clippers. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna be real with you. Tibbs rotations are tough to break. They're very tough to break. Like everybody in this panel, everybody in this chat will tell you straight up. He played Alec Burks at point guard for 72 games. It was bad. You know, so you say he got to earn. We say you got to earn Tibbs' trust right off the gate. Yeah. You say he's going to do that in 8 to 10 games. If you don't watch these games, like that's not going to happen. I'm just going to tell you that straight up. I hope it does if he plays the way that you say he can play.
Well, there's a possibility that that you might be right, but so let me ask you this hypothetical: Is Tibbs stubborn enough where Hall of Fame level
you can
player
stop right
off
there?
The bench?
Yes, you can stop right there. You don't have to ask any further questions. He's stubborn enough.
Would he not play it? I think he would play a Hall of Fame level player if he had one, right? Because if he had an option.
I think we've all kind of understood, EG's what he think Hartenstein could be, but I kind of want to use your knowledge for like a different reason, a more productive one. So instead of talking more so about what we think he could be, let's just talk about his skill set and how he may fit with some of these players, right? A question that's been going on in my mind is, do you think his skill set fits well next to a Mitchell Robinson in some lineups?
Yes.
Could you see that working?
So it was actually really funny because they actually played Zubac and Hartenstein together for about 3 minutes against the Cavs because Ty Lue was making fun of the Cavs playing 7-footers. Like, we could do that too. It was a plus 100 net rating. They scored on literally every single play, and they were amazing defensively. But it was only 3 minutes, right? Hartenstein's skill set is that of when he's on the floor, he will make everyone around him better because he's such a great passer and he's a great screen setter and he's basically great on almost everything on offense.
Passing.
So he can play.
Passing was bad last year.
Who?
Everybody on the team was horrible. Not just Randall. It was so sad.
Yeah. With Brunson too, this year it's completely different.
What about defensively? Can we
he was the best 7-foot tall on-ball defensive player in the league. He had a better on-ball defensive metric than Bam Adebayo. Hartenstein. He's one of the best on-ball defensive bigs in the league. So he can play that position without hesitation. Like obviously, if you go up against a superstar, like he's not going to be able to stop a Damian Lillard,
right?
The greats that can get by anybody. He's not going to be able to do that. No 7-footer can. But in terms of like normal players, like he was able to block Bones Highland. On an island, he was able to block Bones Island. He was able to block Cam. When he was playing the Suns bench, Payne, I think. Cameron Payne. He blocked Payne on a jump shot on 3. It was just he's very, very good on an island in space. Because he's so quick.
I'm a proud member of iHeart Nation, so I was watching some tape, and a lot of his assists that I seen came out of the pick and roll.
Yeah.
As the roll man, he received the ball and he makes like great reads as the roll man.
He can also play off as the ball handler in the pick and roll.
So
as the ball handler, he can also be that. He didn't do that much with the Knicks, with the Clippers, but he did show that with the Cavs. There's a highlight I can show you of him coming off the pick, off a screen. I think Sexton set a screen for him, coming off the pick, and then him making a no-look pass to the corner. It was just incredible. He looked like Luka Doncic.
I don't know if
are you saying so? You're saying he's a 7-foot Draymond Green?
He's a center point guard. He's better than Draymond Green. He's better.
Oh,
without a doubt.
Better than Draymond right out the gate. How old is this kid? 24?
25. Yeah. He's 24. He just turned 24. He was 23 last season.
What outside of Isaiah Hartenstein, who would you say is your second favorite Knick at the moment?
Nick?
No,
Quickly. Quickly has an amazing upside to be like his passing, his scoring ability. I think he has all-star upside. I think he has all-star upside. I don't know if he's going to get there, but I think he has all-star upside.
You know who he's compared heavily to? You know this guy, Bones Highland.
Yeah, Bones Highland. Yeah.
Who do you think? Because I always
Bones is compared to Bones.
Yeah,
Bones
to Quickly. Who do you think is better? Because they
right now
they even look alike in a lot of ways. Like
Quickly's better right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Bones may be better. You know, it's so much probability. Like they're very similar players. It's very hard to say. I don't really know. I don't know for sure.
I love how EG is very, he doesn't know about other dudes. I don't know how they'll turn out. But Hartenstein,
yeah,
magic.
I got one more thing on this Hartenstein conversation. I do think that he could be successful in the tips because if you look at a player that was big and could pass like Noah, look what he did with Noah. Stand at that elbow and really orchestrating the offense for real. It could happen, but it just to me it's just
the problem with
for
Noah,
an $8 million contract. Yeah. For an $8 million contract, you overpromising a lot on this guy. I hope to God he turns out the way you say it, though. I hope to God.
I'm the problem with Noah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm so interested in this lineup with the two bigs being Hartenstein and Toppin. Why? Because Toppin has shown to be a great baseline cutter. Right?
Absolutely.
And that pick and roll with Hartenstein, where he receives the ball as the roll man and Obi runs baseline,
that might be dirty. That might be dirty. Like I hope it happens like that.
It's gonna be some highlights. And I'm very excited to see because I actually believe Toppin and Hartenstein are gonna play very well off of each other because they both do some interesting things as big men. And I think especially bench teams. Teams bench big men are gonna struggle to contain those two together. So I'm super interested to see the camaraderie that those two guys develop. Because I don't
especially with the leak outs
too much, but I love Hartenstein next to Obi. Yeah. I think that's gonna be some fun basketball between those two.
Yeah, if you're saying Hartenstein can rebound like that, if he might get some leak outs, Obi wants to run the floor. So if he's really outletting that easily, what I'm saying? Like passing that well.
There was a highlight with Hartenstein in the summer league where he threw a coast-to-coast outlet pass. It was the most beautiful outlet pass I've ever seen in my life. Well, and I've been watching one of the most beautiful. Jokic is, Jokic. But like in terms of a 20-year-old player, I think he was 19 when he made this outlet pass. It was one of the most incredible outlet passes I've ever seen, where it was just on the point money. It was Hartenstein's outlet passes are incredible.
So why didn't he stay? Why didn't he stay at the team he was on? I don't understand.
He didn't play. He only played 15 games. He only played 6 games over 15 minutes for the Rockets. They won every single one of those games. He was amazing in every single one of those games, but they just never played him. He never got the opportunity. And I don't know why. Like he would have
that may happen in New York. That's what I'm worried about.
It's not going to happen because he's getting paid now. He's finally getting paid.
So did Luka Vildoza.
All he needs is playing time. Right? He's finally getting paid a real contract, and all the pressure of like performing every single second, like all that is gone now. Now he can just play basketball, be himself, and that's all he ever wanted to be. Right? And when he does that, Finals MVPs.
Please just don't judge Hartenstein this year on what EG said, because if we judge.
Nah, bro, no.
We have to judge him.
I'm judging him off this beautiful discovery of
you judge him on the numbers. You judge him on what the numbers say he is. Right?
But EG, I have to protect the great. You don't understand what you're doing, right? You don't understand what you are doing.
I'm trying to tell this man, bro. The
Knicks fans are gonna
we jump out the window,
this kid if he's not.
They're gonna become stalkers. They're gonna invade your Reddit.
We jump out the window, EG. That's what we do as Knicks fans.
They're gonna invade your Reddit and try to get people to unfollow you They're gonna. I'm telling you, bro. They're gonna be coming on Twitch like, yo, this man
it doesn't really
said.
matter. Like,
nah, no, I'm just saying. No, I'm just they crazy.
So what happens? So what happens when I'm right?
It's
the
the
jump out the window for you.
It's the opposite. It's the opposite, bro.
You're gonna be caving for you heavy like you caving for Hartenstein.
You
know? I may have to give you my championship belt as the people's champ if Hartenstein.
No, you can keep your people's champ.
So I got a question for EG.
Yeah, what's up?
If Tibbs wants to go with a smaller, more athletic lineup, a quicker lineup, he might use Sims and Obi instead of Hartenstein.
Okay.
All right, what's the
Would that happen a lot? Would that happen a lot, or
that won't happen at all? It won't happen at all.
Happen a lot.
It won't happen at all. Because if Hartenstein maybe was a 15th man on the roster, and then maybe like Sims was established already and like was getting paid, like let's say like Ibaka, then maybe that happens. But because Sims is still so unproven and Hartenstein's getting paid, he's going to get the minutes just naturally. And when he gets the minutes, he'll prove himself above everybody. Like he will show his skill set when he gets the minutes, right?
I'm not of the mindset that Hartenstein is miles better than Mitchell Robinson. I think he's better, but I don't think. But Sims is. I don't think it's in that equation right now.
Yeah.
I think Sims is still going to spend some time in the G League this year. Be a little situational. He's going to play that Todd Gibson role. He plays if necessary, like foul trouble reasons, and which are bound to happen because Mitchell Robinson and Hartenstein foul a lot. So,
Hartenstein's foul is going to go down most likely when he gets consistent playing time.
Hopefully, yeah.
Well, I mean, it went down with Mitchell Robinson too. Like Mitchell Robinson. Yeah, he was averaging like 5 fouls per 36, 6 fouls per 36. And when he got a starting role, it went down to like 4 fouls per 36, right? So,
yeah, but he did change the way he contested shots. Like it took him effort to get better at that. You could see it. You watch the games. You may be looking at a box score, but I watched every Mitch Robinson minute. Yeah. And he got a lot better at being more hesitant on jumping especially on jump shots. Yeah. Pump fakes. So, he just got better at that. He worked on that because that was a problem for him. Everybody recognized he was fouling too much. Even he did. He even said it, But I don't know, man. Freezy's right. We jump out the window, bro. If you're wrong on this Hartenstein, I'm coming for you.
Bro, it's crazy.
I'm not worried about EG. I'm worried about Hartenstein. Because you, whether you know it or not, you are collectively raising the expectations of the minds of
higher expectations lead to higher performance. That's higher expectations lead to higher performance.
But see,
I don't know, man. The expectations are high every year in New York. We stink the last 20 years. That's a tough statement to make, bro. Like expectations are always high here.
Yeah. Well, that's probably why they had a breakout year with Randall. Right, because of those high expectations, because no one was expecting them to even make the playoffs, but they had those high expectations and they were able to win. Then, obviously, the next year they had those expectations and it didn't work. So it's not a foolproof plan. But
we had high expectations with Landry Fields. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? Like we always have high expectations. Let's not get it twisted.
Good point.
New York,
Landry Fields, man.
EG, and I think this is what Freezy was alluding to. You say Hartenstein, right, has some all-time great potential, right? But there's been a lot of dudes that have come to New York.
It's not potential. He's already an all-time great player.
Okay.
It's not potential.
Jesus Christ.
No, it's not potential. He's not potential. He's already an all-time great level player. Do you know the advanced stats he put up this year? It was Tim Duncan level. Like the career advanced stats of Tim Duncan, those were the advanced stats Hartenstein put up in a limited role where his stats were all deflated. That's a player he is right now. It's not potential. It's just needs playing time. He just needs playing time.
My point was more so it takes more than talent to succeed in New York.
True.
And I think this is where Freezy was alluding to. We've had a lot of dudes, not even just basketball and football and baseball. We've had a lot of talented guys who were greats before and greats after. But while in New York, they couldn't handle it. Right? New York is a different beast. Hartenstein has to prove not only that he's the guy you say he is, but that he can handle that beast as well. And if it's not a knock on him, but everybody's just not made for that. Everybody's not made for it. And it's the reason why a lot of dudes are great before New York and are great after New York, but they crumble while they're here. So let's as Knicks fans, please don't expect.
No, it don't work like that. Oh, that man has spoken.
It is what it is. That
man has spoken. So if this cat ain't league MVP, I'm telling you,
on an $8 million contract.
It depends on how quickly he earns the starting job. If he earns the starting job day one, MVP is possible.
Said Tim Duncan.
He did say Tim Duncan, Freezy.
It's Tim Duncan level stats. It's Tim Duncan levels. Those are the stats he put up this year. If he starts day one, there's an MVP possibility for him. He's possibly an MVP.
You're gonna leave me here to deal with all of the aftermath because people are gonna look at me as president of the iHeart universe, and you're gonna leave me hanging, EG.
Right? It's gonna be aftermath. It's gonna be aftermath like Dr. Dre, bro.
People said the exact same thing when I was like, yeah, Jokic, he's gonna be that MVP, and he's like, oh my God, he can't jump, man, he can't jump. You can't be looking at the stats, EG. You can't be looking at the advanced stats. You're a clown. You don't know what you're talking about.
We never called you a clown, bro.
And then Jokic. Then they played Jokic. And what did he do? He put up insane stats, and every year he got better. And
yeah, but Jokic has a toughness about him. Does Hardenstein got that toughness?
All right. Hardenstein. The thing about Jokic is actually really funny. Jokic will actually let the other team come back, right? So he'll coast a little bit. Like when they're up by 20, he'll let the other team come back and make it a competitive.
That's what you gotta say.
Hardenstein doesn't do that. Hardenstein will crush a team. So they played the Thunder and I think the Thunder were only playing 6 players or 7 players, and it was just terrible, right? And they were going to win. They were up 20 points. They were up 20 points. The Clippers were, and then they put Hardenstein in. They won the game by 50. They won the game by 50 because he crushes. He's always on. He will crush. If he's on the basketball court, he will play to his utmost, and he will crush teams. If he's down 30, he'll win the game. You put him in, he will win.
You clearly have a type.
A type? I don't know. Called advanced players that are great at advanced stats and put up historic advanced stats and become MVPs. That's my type. If he was that's my type.
So my question is, was there any other suitors? We got him for $8 million.
Magic were a suitor. I think the Raptors. I think there were just really not that many.
This is what I'm saying. How do 30 GMs in the NBA not see what you're seeing?
Yeah, I don't care. It doesn't matter.
I'm not saying that to be attacking you. I'm just saying how if you're so confident in this position, did 30 GMs not see it the same way you see it? And why are you not a GM if you call Jokic that early?
In his defense, you don't know if 30 GMs didn't see it. Are 30 GMs willing to put their reputation on the line for this kid, giving him big money, taking a chance, because if it backfires, they may lose their job.
30 GMs would give him.
It's easier for me because I had nothing to really lose, right?
Right.
Would give him more than $8 million a year if they thought he was the greatest big man in NBA history.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the number. The $8 million is pennies compared to what a big man gets paid these days.
Joe, you're right.
Mitch got double. So listen, I hope you're right, man. But
me too, bro. I hope you are. You painting a pretty picture, bro. Them rose-colored glasses. I need a pair.
Do you see how fans turned on our guys after a pro am today?
That was embarrassing. In the chat, they out here throwing hammers at
people. If Hartenstein has one,
Joe, they throwing hammers, bro.
They throwing hammers, bro. They throwing hammers at Julius Randle. The chat, one of the dudes said he was arguing with the pro-am ref. I was weak, bro.
You know what's funny about that though? I feel like Julius Randle played in that game to, make up with the fans in a way, and nothing he's doing is ever going to work.
It's never going to work until he wins the championship. It's never going to work.
Randle can give a turkey to every family in New York on Thanksgiving.
Right.
He can provide a chef for every family in New York. and they're gonna talk about how cold the mac and cheese was.
So the potato salad had cranberries in it.
Yeah. They were like, man, he ain't put no napkins in the bag. Right. That's Knicks fans, bro.
Can I?
That's Knicks fans, bro. That's why I'm telling you. That's why I'm telling you.
Well, can I respond to the comment? Like, he's a Hartenstein has been on 5 teams in 5 years. If this man was any good, why has he moved around that much? Can I respond to that?
Because he ain't no good.
That's not why. That's not why.
He's just trolling.
There's a contextual reason for every single place, right? So it was the logical decision of the Rockets that led to the Nuggets not playing him that much, and then that led to the Cavs. The Cavs actually did play him, but then he got injured, and then like there was a contextual reason for every single place, right? Where he played amazing at every single step of the way. He just never got the opportunities, and that's just the reality. Sometimes you just don't get lucky, right? And that's a lot of second round picks.
There has to be a caveat, though. Like
there's no caveat. That's just the reality. It's the context.
I'm the number 2 Hartenstein fan in the world. Number 2, because AG's obviously number 1. But I feel like
I don't know. He might be number 2 also.
He a Nuggets fan though.
Nuggets fan.
Oh yeah,
he a Nuggets fan. So
I feel like there's some holes in Hartenstein's game that we haven't seen.
Okay,
a lot of them.
Well, what are they?
And I'm admitting that we haven't seen yet, and I believe these other teams have a better vantage point.
He's played 1,500 possessions.
And let him finish.
Because do I believe that? Remember, I'm the one that said I believe he could be the breakout player for this team. Yeah. So do I believe that he is a lot better than his status in the league? I believe so. I mean, I think he's an all-time great, but I think he's a lot better than what we're expecting, right? But I think there's some flaws there that we're going to see that explains why he isn't a max contract player. I don't think you go 5 years in the NBA as the greatest player of all time and nobody sees it.
Thank you.
So I think
it happened to Kurt Warner. No, he wasn't the greatest player of all time, but he was MVP, Super Bowl MVP his rookie year because nobody saw it, right? And they just sometimes these things happen where a superstar talent and a Hall of Fame level player just they don't get opportunities.
Wait. So yeah,
we get overlooked by athleticism sometimes as well. Like players like Jericho Sims, like I said a few minutes ago, is going to take minutes from him just for being a better matchup for small lineups.
Right.
He runs fast, he can get alley-oops. He has great defense. He's improving. He's not on skates anymore. And Jericho Sims could take minutes from Hart.
I like that. I like this David L. dude, bro.
The closest thing that I can to what
Tiz is going to want that. Tiz is going to want to put pressure on people, so he's going to want quicker, more athletic defenders. Hartenstein is really athletic because he's 7'2" and he's really big, but he's not built like Sims. He's not like Sims.
So do you think? So okay, so David L., I'm with you on this. I think the thing that makes Hartenstein a decent player is that he's not robotic for his size.
Yes.
I think he's more of a fluid athlete than people give him credit for. Like people don't understand that his pops played at Baylor. Like he's just not some dude with 2 5'8" parents that just was just a giant out of just randomly, and they just made him play basketball to do something with his height. Like this dude comes from an athletic background.
There's some flair there too. Like he's not a stiff.
Yeah.
Not stiff.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I mean, that's a great point about 5 years. If he's the GOAT, bro, the talent to shine through. Like if he's really the GOAT.
It has in all the numbers it has.
Especially in the NBA, which is a very individual I say the word, but individualized sport. Meaning that it's so much space on the floor and so many people that it's hard to miss talent, right? Even when Cam Reddish isn't playing well, it's hard to miss. Okay, that guy has talent.
There was a quote.
It's hard to miss it. Yeah. So, like the closest comparison I can see to a guy that was on 5 teams in 5 years and blew up was Jeremy Lin, right? And if you look at Jeremy Lin, who he had maybe a 3-year.
What about Kyle Lowry?
Yeah. But even Kyle Lowry was highly touted coming out of Villanova.
Yeah. Right. But Kyle Lowry was the fat point guard in Memphis, and then he got his act together in Houston. Yeah. And then by the time he got to Toronto, Toronto's point guard. Y'all remember Anthony Parker and Sonny Weems?
Yes.
Nobody remember them unless you play 2K.
Anthony Parker's brother.
Yeah.
That's who he is.
I think, matter of fact, he looked like that's who Ichi looked like, kind of. Anthony Parker a little bit. Just a tiny bit. You know what I'm saying? But except Anthony Parker is rich. But anyway, we'll see. But the thing is,
maybe one day.
Yeah. I don't know. You bet Isaiah Hartenstein winning the MVP.
He's not gonna, I don't know if he's going to win it because I don't know how soon Tibbs is going to put him in the starting lineup yet. So I don't know how. You
said earlier about 40 minutes ago. You said
if
Tibbs is going to play him, how long is it going to take? You said training camp.
He said 8 to 10 games too.
It's possible.
No. He said training camp.
I know he earns his trust. He earns the trust in training camp, and then he earns the starting job about 10 games in.
Okay.
If those 10 games, if that's enough, I don't know if that's enough to win to change people's perception enough to win MVP. But hopefully it will. I don't know. But then again, I've been wrong about that. So I've been wrong about the coach's decisions on Hartenstein. I thought the Nuggets were going to play Hartenstein, and when they played him above 11 minutes, they won like every single game. But they never played him. So and that a lot of that had to do with COVID and like not being able to see him practice a lot. So
all right. So what's his floor? You talking all these pearly visions and
like
Rosie. What's his floor? What's the worst he could do in the Knicks uniform?
Worst possible thing he could be, Marc Gasol. That's his floor. That's the worst possible.
That's a Hall of Fame candidate.
Yeah,
Marc Gasol, the worst he can be.
His floor is a Hall of Famer.
I think that's his ceiling.
That's his floor.
I think that's
because he had a higher. He had a higher PER than Marc Gasol at any point of his career.
Yeah, right? but EG, you can't tell that man his opinion ain't right. What's his opinion?
Oh yeah.
Just like
like
with your opinion, we respect your opinion because it's your opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all we.
I don't mean no disrespect. I'm just saying, like you're selling them super high right now. I hope this is what we're gonna see, man. I really do.
You know what?
You convinced me. I'll say that. You convinced me. I ain't know Isaiah Hartenstein from much. I ain't seen a whole lot of highlights. I've seen a couple highlights, but that's really it. And the way you talking about this man is he is the GOAT. I'm hoping that's
I just wish people would like give me an actual thing he's bad at. Like, okay, you say, oh, he's hypothetically bad at these things because these teams miss on. But what is he actually bad at on a
Well, I'd say we don't really know yet because he hasn't had starting minutes against starting bigs. So you're looking at all of these per 36 minutes against second string bigs. I'm not saying that's not something to look at. I'm just saying like you got to have that. He's not going up against the number one big on the other team. So.
Yeah, that's part of it, but it still doesn't explain the Jokic level numbers. The Jokic, Tim
Duncan. I mean, yeah, but can you name 3 backup centers that's worth anything in the league right now?
Can you name a backup center that puts up Tim Duncan level advanced stats?
Against other backup centers? Sure. His name is Isaiah Hartenstein.
No, like there's no other backup center that puts up the advanced stats that Hartenstein puts up. Because
that kind of proves my point a little bit, though. The talent he's facing at the backups are not there.
When backups play other backups, they do not put up Jokic level stats. They put up backup level stats because they're backups. When Hall of Famers play backups, they put up Hall of Fame level stats. Right? That's what makes them Hall of Famers.
Yeah, right? But they don't do that over 36 minutes. Like when you extrapolate, beating somebody who's worse than you over 36 minutes, it looks like you're a dominant force. When in reality, you're beating somebody that's worse than you.
William Turnbull said something that was super funny. He said, "You want to hear one thing Hartenstein is bad at?
Getting playing time.
Is bad at getting. That's
true. That's
wait. Say that again. I couldn't hear you.
He said, because he said nobody has yet to tell me one thing Hartenstein is bad at. He said Hartenstein is bad at getting playing time.
Oh wow, he's terrible at that. Yeah, touche, brother.
That's 100% true.
I will say though, you have definitely opened my eyes to like what he could potentially bring at least to the second unit. Even if he doesn't start, if he's got talent like a fifth of the talent you're talking about, that's useful. That's super good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. Like that's just be like. Man, Hartenstein could give me 12 and 10, 12 and 8 with 3, 4 assists.
Hey, but you know what I want Hartenstein? How about Hartenstein walk and chew bubblegum at the same time first? And I know that sounds crazy, but you don't go from this is a Mighty Ducks movie, bro. This is legit. This is Turner and Hooch level. This is the fish that saved Pittsburgh level. This is the bad news bears, bro. Type of dream work Toy Story. This is this level thing. Now, if Hartenstein does it, guess what it is?
Movie material.
The same thing, right? I was just about to say that. If he fails, the dream was Toy Story level. If he succeeds, guess what it is? Toy Story level story time.
They're gonna write
the things that dreams are made of. Now, and the reason why I say that is because if you thought Julius Randle was the king of New York for being an all-star, imagine the underdog story in New York to do this over 82 games, come from out of nowhere, be the underdog story against all odds in a city that loves the underdog story.
That's next level.
That's why he left in New York.
Right, and so this is and that's why. So regardless of what side of this you're on, just hit me out. Regardless of what side you're on, just hit me out on it. Right. If fans are endeared to people like Anthony Mason, who played on 1,000 teams before he got here, or John Starks, or Farron Hunt, can you imagine what a Hartenstein story is going to be like in the city? Bro, they call it the city that never sleeps, bro, for a reason. It's not because they don't never get tired. It's because they don't want to. They don't want to sleep, bro. We lit. 24/7, bro. Yeah. The city is always buzzing, bro. The city is always buzzing, not because there's always stuff going on. It's because we're always looking for something to go on. You know what I'm saying? This Hartenstein thing, breakout, bro. It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy, and that's what I've been.
If this thing backfired, though,
but I mean, I wish. The thing is, there's only one argument that makes sense for him backfiring.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry because I'm gonna take this clip. I'm gonna take this clip and DM Ian Begley, bro. Don't worry about it.
Wait, yep. Who is Bagley? Who?
The GOAT reporter.
Exactly. Because if you don't know who Ian Begley is, bro. If you don't know who Ian Begley is, that's letting me know you have no idea how what you're saying is gonna either take off like a rocket or backfire. See, because the thing about social media is like when Jokic is an underrated second round pick and wins the league MVP.
He's on Denver.
And Denver, Colorado, right? That's one thing. It's a nice Midwest story. People around the nation appreciate him. Folks in Serbia, you know what I'm saying, appreciate him. But if that mess happened in New York, bro, EG 14,000 is now on TV. Right? Now cats blowing up your phone. You're like, how do you get my number? It don't matter. They got it. Right? That's what I'm saying, bro. This is a different. Hey, King Poppy, would you tell EG I'm not lying, bro? Would you Julian Blunt? Somebody tell EG, bro, that I'm not making this up, bro. If what you saying is true, right? If what you saying is true, you won't be able to go pump your gas.
Yeah, you might be able to get an assistant GM job.
That's what I'm saying. If what you're saying is true, because what's going to happen is this video in the first 48 hours is probably going to get about 1,800 views, but over the course of the season, this video right here is going to get about 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 views, and depending on how Hartenstein performs, it may get 90, 100,000, 110,000 views, and if he becomes an all-star, this video might get 500, 600,000
when
views,
he becomes an all-star.
If you
all right,
that statement right there.
It's not.
What do we need Spider? Because if he gonna do that, what do we need Donovan Mitchell for?
I mean, you're talking about the best rim protector in the entire NBA. On top of all of his offensive stats, he's literally the best rim protector in the entire NBA.
But per 36 against backups. Gotta impress it, bro.
He contested as many shots at the rim as Giannis, playing 1,000 less minutes. His activity level, his
EG, but listen to me. what I said to you just now had nothing to do with Hartenstein.
Yeah.
His performance on the court.
Yeah.
What I explained to you was about your prediction.
Yeah.
And there's a difference. Because if Hartenstein does nothing, this video will get the same normal amount of views it normally get during the summertime. Right?
Right.
But if this dude breaks out, bro, I promise you, you won't be able to walk to your mailbox. And that is you with a random middle of the night prediction. Imagine what Isaiah Hartenstein is going to face.
Yeah. Well, he deserves it. He should have been breaking out in Houston. He should have been in the same conversation as Hakeem. Like that's what he should have been. But
you just compared him to another one.
Name dropping.
No, he should have been. That's where he should have been. But he was never. But they cut him. They never gave him an opportunity to do that. Right. So
inshallah, bro, you can't say Hakeem Olajuwon in the same sentence, man. I'm sorry.
Isaiah Hartenstein. And he's an Isaiah Hartenstein Jr., right? He's Isaiah Hartenstein II.
I don't think he's so. I don't think he's a junior. I don't think he's
is
a junior.
His
Floyd. His dad is Floyd Hartenstein, so it's not the same name.
What is it?
I don't know his exact name, but I think it's Floyd. No,
I want to Google it. Hartenstein Pops.
It starts with an F.
I tell you what, though, man, you gave me a lot of knowledge about
this. Florian Hartenstein. Yeah. So he's not a junior. He's not a junior.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You gave me a lot of knowledge, though. I swear to God, I was.
Well, I've been writing about
this
for 2 years. I've been writing about this about Hartenstein for 2 years, and I have literally 45 articles written on every single angle of this prediction. I've countered every single possible argument against him, like every single possible argument.
Have you ever met him?
It's impressive.
I almost met him once. I went to a game, but I wasn't able to get it. I've never.
Hey, I swear you should be his agent, bro.
It doesn't. I don't. I just. This is just I just want to see the truth, right? I just want to fight for the truth, right? The same thing when people were calling Jokic's ceiling is Paul Gasol, and people got really mad at me for saying it's not Paul Gasol, guys. He's better than Paul Gasol. He could be like a Dirk Nowitzki. He could be like a Tim Duncan. How dare you put Jokic's name in Dirk's, and you can't put them in the same category. And now, like,
man, that's the tops right there with the green and the Oregon stuff.
Yeah, Oregon. Yep, Oregon Ducks.
You just gotta listen when you say something random.
I mean, I don't know, man. I'll take it. I hope he really show out like that, bro.
Yeah. We'll see.
All right, full disclosure, just EG, just be real with us. Is your last name Hartenstein?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Do you have a residual in his contract where you get paid if he gets a bump? Are you a social media director or something like that?
Funny story. I wrote the 7. So Hartenstein wasn't getting signed by anybody in the last offseason. Then I wrote the 7 amazing Hartenstein facts on NBA discussion. The next day he was signed. The next day he was signed after I wrote that. Which I think it was completely.
And it was on Reddit, right?
It was on Reddit. It was on Reddit right. On NBA discussion. The 7 amazing Hartenstein facts. I think those facts are just incredible. Did you know no player in history has ever averaged 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists with 2 blocks and on above 60% true shooting percentage in NBA history, and that's what he averaged with the Cavs. He averaged a never before seen per 36 stat line with the Cavs. Just incredible numbers with the.
Do you have that on hand? Because I want to.
The 7 amazing. Wait. The 7 amazing Hartenstein facts is. I love this post. Because I want
to get the stat, and then I want to give you credit for it. I want to post it.
Yeah, wait. This is the 7. This is I'm going to put it in the right here.
According to EJ14,
this is the 7 amazing Hartenstein facts. It was an OC original content. Yeah. 7 amazing Hartenstein. I made one about Jokic too, but no one ever, Midwest. No one ever cares about Denver. But yeah,
we do. We care about Denver, bro. I care about Denver.
Yeah.
Y'all smoking all that loud over there. We gassed up over here too. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I just wanted Nurkic and Jokic to work together. They never even played it, man. They never played it. They gave up on that lineup before they even had a chance. And then Moutier, don't even get me started about Moutier. Oh my god,
the tank commander.
Don't you even?
I called Moutier the most obvious bust in the draft before the draft. I called Moutier the most obvious bust in the draft before the draft.
The tank commander, dog.
And it was just so bad. Most negative win shares for a rookie in history. By the way, that fun fact. Not very fun. But,
I think the Knicks had him in year 4. He was still trash.
Yeah, and the Nuggets made that trade. It was still the Nuggets still won the trade, and they got like nobody. Just getting him off the team, they won the trade. I don't want to talk too bad. Moutier had potential. I believe he truly had potential. The problem with Moutier was his defense. Really, they didn't. I think they
the
just
problem with Moutier was that he was fat.
Yeah.
that was the problem.
You know,
I think the problem was he couldn't play basketball well. That was his problem.
No.
Right, and he was so bad that we called him Boutier.
Yeah,
Emmanuel Boutier.
He was so bad. There was a funny post. It was like Knicks are forgiving. When the Nuggets finally traded him, I said, "I'm so like I wish him the best in New York." And I made a joke. I said, Knicks fans are forgiving a bad play, right? Yeah, he'll be fine. You know, so like it wasn't fine, but it was just really funny. Yeah,
bro, that season was a horrible season.
The thing was with Moutier, I believe he had a lot of potential, but I believe the Nuggets just got at him and said, "You are going to be a great player as long as you learn how to shoot," and that's the only thing he worked on. Is shooting. I don't think he worked on his conditioning. I don't think he worked on his defense. I don't think he worked on his passing. Everything else about his game got worse except his free throw percentage. The only thing that got better was his free throw percentage. His shot selection got worse. Everything about him was bad except his free throw percentage went up. That was the only thing that got better because that's the only thing I think he worked on. So I think he could have been a great player if he worked on his defense and he worked on his passing and he worked on everything. But he was just like you said, he was fat. He was out of shape. He just didn't have it. He didn't have it.
So you're saying he could have been a better player if he worked on everything?
Well, you put it like that. You put it on like that, yeah.
I mean, that's what you're saying right there. If he
only really
worked on every single thing that was on the basketball court, he could have been a better player.
Well, the thing is, he did improve his shooting, so it showed he did have the ability to improve, but he just didn't work on the right thing. I think his training, I think the player development in Denver should take responsibility for not playing Moutier the way, like for not developing Moutier correctly. I think that's part of their development, right?
I think that was the worst.
That's my.
That was the worst Knicks team I've ever seen play. It was a very bad season. It was the worst season I've ever seen. Yeah. It was so bad. It was so bad. I cried almost.
It was a tank commander. Who did you get out of that? Which player did you get out of that?
I'm pretty sure we got Porzingis.
RJ Barrett. No, we got RJ.
RJ Barrett. RJ.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, we got Porzingis, bro.
No, Porzingis was out with.
No, you're right.
Porzingis was out with a Tony.
Yeah, because I remember I called Moutier the most obvious bust in the draft, and someone replied, "I think Porzingis is the most obvious bust in the draft." I was like, "No, man, he can shoot and he can block shots. No, he's not going to be a bust." Like,
you sure? He's got a busted knee every year.
You can't call Porzingis a bust. Like if you look at other 4th overall picks, he's better than a lot of them. He's better than a lot.
Yeah. He's getting paid $115 million to sit on the bench and rub his leg. I mean,
obviously injuries, but if you're going to get injured, you might as well get injured dunking on Giannis, the 2-time.
That's a fact.
Right?
I mean,
right? If you're going,
I don't think he'll ever be the same though.
Yeah.
Porzingis lost for his toughness when he left the Knicks. He lost.
His defense is getting better in the post.
The number one problem with Porzingis is no passing.
Injury.
You on Twitter?
Huh?
You on Twitter?
I am on Twitter, but I don't really, I just post like hard to sign facts up and down.
What's your Twitter handle?
EG14000. I just post hard and sign facts up and down. Like my entire Twitter profile is just hard and sign facts. Because that's the only thing I find interesting on Twitter.
I see you. I got you.
Yeah.
So I got you.
Yeah.
Bro. I just tagged you on Twitter on the post, bro. We're gonna give you some credit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I hate to say what it is since you did all that work, you know what I'm saying, with all the stats and stuff, I want to share it with others. but I want to make sure I give you credit, bro. I don't want to steal that from you.
Yeah,
that's for real too, and that's for real too, bro. I ain't messing around.
I don't think you could, because the thing is with the Jokic prediction, I'm famous on Reddit because of the Jokic prediction, because I was getting into arguments with people calling Jokic a future Hall of Famer. People were calling me crazy and deluded. Like, how you think Jokic is going to average more than 5 assists? Like, do you know how many centers in history average more than 5 assists? Like, it's only like Wilt Chamberlain, and that's it. Like, he would have to be the best passing big in history. And it's like, yes, yeah, that's because that's what he is, right? So,
okay.
By the way, Hartenstein is going to be the second best passing big in history. I truly believe he's going to be the second best passing big man in history.
Do you think he'll be better than Jokic?
No. Well,
you compared him to Hakeem Olajuwon.
The defense. It's the defense. It's if the 3-point shot.
You also said his defense was better than Giannis in 1,000 less minutes.
Yeah, it is.
Right. I'm talking about rim protection.
Per minute. His rim protection is actually better than Giannis. It's the best. It's the best rim protection.
And Jokic is not even comparable.
No, yeah,
right.
Well, Jokic has a post game, much better post game. But Jokic is one of the best offensive players in history. I would compare Jokic's post game to like Kevin McHale. Like, that's a type of post game, and like in terms of his ability to score in the post. Hartenstein is more Bill Walton, where it's more stiff. You know, he has a touch. He can score at times, but it's not like amazing. Yet we don't know. We haven't really seen it yet. In terms of Jokic versus Hartenstein, it comes down to two things for me. One, it's Hartenstein's 3-point shooting. Is it real? Is he actually a 38%, 30? Like, will he actually be that good as a 3-point shooter? Because if he is, it's unreal. It's unreal. And actually, I said two things. It's really that. If his 3-point shooting is real, he's going to be better than Jokic, I believe. Because of the defense and everything. If his 3-point shooting is real, because we don't know if it's real, because he was inconsistent in the G League from the 3. He just was. He would have these amazing games, but then he was inconsistent. He was only 20 years old. We don't know if it's real. He was inconsistent from the free throw line, where at the last 12 games of the season, he was 90% free throw shooter. But at the beginning of the year, he was only 60%, right? So he was very inconsistent from the free throw line. So we don't know if his shooting is actually real, but it doesn't really need to be. He can still be a Bam Adebayo, where you don't shoot anything and he's still amazing. But
Joakim
Noah, yeah. He's a better finisher.
EG, would you mind if I edited just part of this and just posted it to Twitter?
Yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, so like, yeah, it's an interesting hypothetical, because I love Jokic. I called you. You guys don't really understand.
Would you trade? Okay, so if he breaks out, had a breakout year with the Knicks, would you consider trading him for Jokic straight up?
No, I would not trade him for Jokic. I wouldn't trade him for Jokic.
David L, did you just hear that?
What?
I wouldn't either if you can get him for $8 million.
I wouldn't trade him for that. Well, he's younger, right? He has 4 years.
So you're saying if he does this one season, you would not trade him for Jokic straight up?
No, because he's younger. He's 4 years younger.
So you believe that he could do this multiple seasons?
Yeah, he will do. He's going to do it every single year. Like,
so what do you think the likelihood is he doesn't get any playing time with the Knicks, Freezy?
I think it's highly unlikely this dude gets more than 18 minutes a game.
This is what I'm trying to say. I don't mean to like knock you off your post here, EG, but we are Knicks fans. Why? We know this coaching staff very well. I highly doubt that he's gonna get more than 18 minutes. Just being real, I don't care what's going on. I think the maximum he's gonna see is probably 18 minutes.
I mean, if he's Hakeem Olajuwon with a 3-point jump shot.
I mean, that's it. That's not plausible, dog. Like, I'm just saying, like, I see you asked the question, depends on how stubborn Tibbs is, and I stopped you midway through the question because we can tell you Tibbs is that stubborn. Like,
yeah, but I just don't see how Tibbs doesn't play him. I just don't see it. But I can see how Ty Lue won't play him. He's never had a passing big before. He was Hartenstein was a 15th man on the roster. You're not going to build your team around a 15th man. Like I can see all that. He has roles. The team has roles. I can see all that.
Yeah, but would you agree that if the talent is there, then you shift the focus to whatever you're doing? If you really have a GOAT level talent, don't you have to make
you don't. You don't though, Morocco, because the ultimate goal is to try to win a championship. And in their cases, all these teams that Hartenstein played for are shifting gears into playoff mode. They don't care nothing about developing a backup center. So I understand.
You can't tell me Houston's trying to shift gears into playoff mode.
That's exactly
but he was gone. But he was gone by the time he was with Houston with Capella and Harden.
Yeah.
Was he? Okay, my bad. See, that's how I know. My apologies.
Yeah, that's a great point. They were all the teams he's been on before were shifting into playoff mode and didn't have the time or will to really develop him or play him at all.
Yeah.
Even if he would have helped them, they just didn't really put him on the floor.
Do you have any other players that you think is in a tuck like that?
There's no other player that's at the level of Jokic and Hartenstein.
And Hartenstein.
There's no other player that are at the level. But I do really like Şengün. I really like Şengün for the Houston Rockets.
What do advanced stats say? Because I mean, speaking frankly, I'll be honest with you, G. We don't care about people's opinion here.
Yeah,
we be caring about advanced stats. What
the advanced stats? Şengün had the highest assist percentage for a center in NBA history, passing Jokic. So he had a higher assist percentage for a rookie.
You have amazing mental capacity, bro. I'm telling you.
For rookie centers, Şengün had the highest in history.
I ain't never even heard that name before. I ain't even hold you.
Şengün?
Şengün? Yeah, he came out in the draft last year.
Yeah. He's going to be really, really good. He was the MVP of I think the Turkish league. Like he's going to be very, very, very good. He had the same advanced stats as I would say the rookie of the year. Who was the rookie of the year? It was Barnes. The same PER as Barnes, higher assist percentage than Barnes. Very similar.
What team he played for again?
The Rockets. He plays for the Rockets. And they traded Christian Wood. So he's going to be in the starting lineup this year.
Is he going to play over the other guy they have? What's the other young big they drafted?
I don't think they drafted another big.
Not Usman.
There's another guy, but he's going to play over him.
The guy that's like Bismack Biyombo, the Bismack
Biyombo
guy. The undersized center. Usman Garuba. That's him.
Garuba. Yeah, he's going to play over Garuba. He's going to be the starting center this year. He's likely going to have a breakout year. I think he's going to be really, really good too.
How's his defense though?
His defense is very underrated. It's not great because he's only a 19-year-old in the NBA, but he had a very high block percentage. He's not Hartenstein. It's more like he's a Jokic level defensive player. Where he's a
Jokic defense. Yeah.
No, like in terms of like positioning, but with high block percentage. So he's like in terms of, he's like a positional defensive player, but he has good.
Is he really 6'9" or 6'7"?
He's 6'8". I think I would say. I think he's 6'8". I think he's 6'8". So like,
that's undersized for
a
post player.
But the thing is, yeah, it is undersized. He kind of reminds me, and this is going to sound insane because
he can't jump, and he's not an athlete.
He's explosive. He can't jump, but he's explosive. He's an explosive dunker.
Who you mean? You mean
Şengün. Şengün's an explosive dunker. Yeah,
is he?
He's not the best dunker. But he's very explosive at the rim. He has tons of upside because he's so young. He's only 19. Last year, and he put up a very, very, very good stats. So, in terms of breakout years, I would put Şengün at the top of the list of breakout players.
Wait a minute. Really what about Hartenstein?
Well, I would like the list is Hartenstein is not on the list. Like he's so high above everybody, it's not even a joke. It's a joke. Okay. It's like, but and second is Şengün, right? It's. Okay. It's Şengün is second. I really like Şengün.
If there was a guard on the market now that is a darling of advanced analytics, advanced stats, who would you say is that guy?
Well, I really like Garland, but I don't know if he's a darling of advanced stats. Let me see. Probably. So right now, the best guard in the league. That's a good question. So
one that's available.
Oh, what's the one that there's not many that are available, man. Most of them. Yeah. So the best ones are all pretty locked up. I don't know. There's no great guards, bench guards right now. I would say there's no superstar bench guards in the league right now. I think
it's so easy to tell when a guard is above the rest that they get snapped up, man. It's hard to tell for a big. Situationally, a big can be bad, but really be talented. But situationally, guards have the ball all the time. Yeah, you can see if they suck or you can see if they're good.
And it's also if you actually it's because they have the ball. When a guard doesn't have the ball or a guard is in a bench role, he has the ball less, so his advanced stats don't show how good he is. So it's also maybe there are some underrated players, but the advanced stats just don't show how good they are because they're just measurements. Advanced stats are just measurements.
That's all. So Miguel P, thank you for the generous contribution. Miguel P says, after iHeart, is there another player AG is following? And we just talked about it.
Yeah.
Alperen Sengun.
Yeah, Sengun. Yeah, I also like what's his
Jordan Jalen Noel. We just mentioned.
Yeah, Noel. I also like because I saw a little bit of his game when he was with the Clippers. Keon Johnson is interesting to me in terms of like his athleticism. His playmaking is pretty interesting to me. He still jumps in the air. He still has a lot. He's a huge project, but I like Keon Johnson a lot.
What do you think about RJ Barrett? What's your take on RJ Barrett?
RJ Barrett has a lot to work on.
Trash.
In terms of advanced stats, he's nowhere close to a max player. He has a lot to work on. Mainly his passing.
Where's the falter? Where did he falter? You said passing?
Mainly his passing. Mainly his passing.
And it's not just. And so for those keeping score, passing is not just about your assist total.
Yeah.
Right? Passing is about a lot of other, like it's about the number of passes you, like for instance, I think Jokic led the NBA in touches, right?
Yeah, and passes. Yeah.
And passes, right? But he didn't lead the league in assists. You know what I'm saying? That means you can play on and off ball and be an unselfish player and still rack up a large number of assists and score effectively.
Yeah.
Right. But RJ Barrett does none of that. Yeah. RJ Barrett is a selfish. Yeah. I love RJ, bro, but he's a selfish. And here's the thing. Here's the thing with RJ, just real quick. The thing with RJ is y'all noticed when RJ Barrett got hurt and was out for the season, Emmanuel quickly had 2 triple doubles and Obi Toppin averaged 37 points a game.
Yeah. And that's the problem with RJ. With players like RJ, which
we call them 4 points a game, something like that.
We call them ball hogs, but really it's players that don't have the skill set of passing and making layups for others. Right. And those players make everybody else worse because those players don't get layups. So it's like that's the problem with RJ right now.
But could that be a function?
That's just right now, though.
And could that also
he could be good. He could
that also be a function of the offensive structure?
It could be, but it could be, but it's more like it's just him playing his game, right? It's him playing his game. His game is to drive to the rim and finish. He's one of the best at driving at the rims.
And if it was a function of the offense, how does Obi average 30 points a game after RJ leaves?
Yeah.
That means the guy that filled in for RJ should be doing the same thing that RJ did if it's a system issue.
When you look at the advanced stats, Quickly should start over RJ. And Quickly is a better player than RJ. If you just look at the advanced stats, that's just a fact. But
Quickly can't guard the same. Quickly can't. Doesn't mean he can't guard the same positions that RJ can. RJ can't guard it.
That's true. That's true.
So it's hard to say you could start. Who would you start? Quickly and Jalen Brunson? That would be That
wait. But before we say that, bro, you can't really speak to a tiny backcourt because Emmanuel Quickly is taller than Donovan Mitchell.
Get him free. Get him. Hey,
I didn't mention Donovan Mitchell. I hear that.
But I don't know. As long this conversation is a moot point because it's like Hartenstein had to play with Luke Kennard the entire year, and he still led his team to the best defense in basketball.
I was trying to get you away from Hartenstein.
No. He played with Luke Kennard. I don't think people realize how bad Luke Kennard was defensively. Like he would get beat on when a pick would come, he would move out of the way and let the guy drive to the basket. Like it was just
because he saw. Because he saw.
I'm telling you, Luke Kennard, like he improved a little bit. Like he had some defensive moments, but he was just. But the thing is, he would let the guy drive to the basket, and then Hartenstein would come out of nowhere and block the shot. So like you didn't even realize that the guy, like it was incredible.
That's what Clyde Frazier calls matador defense.
Right, and you know who else used to do that, Morocco Joe? For us. Tim Hardaway Jr. used to do that for us all the time.
Oh yeah, he trash on defense.
And then blame Enes Kanter.
Yeah. Look at him at point. Look at him at freedom. Look right at freedom and point.
Freedom. If Enes Kanter could pass, he would be a good player. Like if he could pass, he would be. But Enes Kanter can't pass. So even though he can,
he also can't play no defense at all.
He's also no defense.
Terrible,
obviously.
And so while he's a good
rebounder though.
He's a decent post defender.
Yeah.
But he's a terrible pick and roll defender.
Yeah.
It doesn't
and so what happens is since big guys don't post up anymore.
Yeah.
And since everybody's running the pick and roll, he gets exposed for his obvious weakness.
Yeah.
Right. But if it was vice versa though, if he was an excellent pick and roll defender and a poor post defender, we'd be having a different conversation today.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was a great rebounder.
I would also say if he was a good passer, I think it would be different too. I think he would be like maybe even a Paul Gasol. Well, that sounds crazy, but if he was a good passer, you can actually run your offense through him, and he can actually show off that scoring in the post. Like he's a great post scorer, but the problem is you just double him, and he's a great post scorer, but you just double Enes Kanter, it's a turnover, so you just can't do it, right? So you just can't run your offense through him. So if you could run your offense through him, maybe he could be like one of those great offensive players, but you can't really play him on defense. But he couldn't pass, so it was all.
He'd be usable because we could have a rotation of him and Mitch. Mitch. Offense, defense, offense, defense. Yeah. So I understand where you get at. So I gotta wrap up here. EG, if you got a second, man, I want to holler at you after we close out.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you everybody for coming through, hanging out. We're gonna wrap up here. Make sure you tune in to Vibes and Stuff live in the morning, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. We're gonna do the Drink Champs Irv Gotti interview part 2 coming your way in about 6 hours with your main man Uncle Freezy. You know the beat don't stop, bro. We don't sleep around here. We don't get no sleep. Y'all know how it is. I want to thank David L. Hey, David, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. You said some stuff tonight. You did your thing, bro. You did your thing, and you engaged the chat, bro. You said some stuff, and people in the chat was talking about what you was talking about, bro. Champ. Hey, EG, I want to holler at you about something, bro.
Sure, anything.
Not right here, though. Peace, everybody.